I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. Hello, everybody. It's Dark Side Phil. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill. Stupid fucking trolls, man. I just want to chill. I rock back and forth on the X and Y axis. Tip me so I could catch up on back taxes, making large stacks, refunding chargebacks, and my laugh sounds like act. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. 50 bitch here, 50 bitch there, 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. I want to have chill streams. No detractor memes. Bathroom breaks. Playing WWE. Relaxing chill session of Street Fighter 3. Like I'm getting my vibe back from 2017. 50 bitch here. 50 bitch there. 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. 50 bitch here. 50 bitch there. 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. I'm the one who just filed for bankruptcy. I'm the one who didn't pay my taxes. I'm the one. Me. I'm the one who masturbated in front of children. I'm the one who got 4th place at Evo. I'm the one with a 10-year legacy. I'm the one. Me. 50 bitch here. 50 bitch there. 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. 50 bitch here. 50 bitch there. 50 bit bitch. Raise your hands in the air. I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills. The electric bill, the internet bill, the condo fees, my mortgage, my taxes, my back taxes, my current taxes, my state taxes, my federal taxes, my tax attorney, my tax guy, my tax accountant, my bankruptcy lawyer, all of my credit cards, my new setup, and a new laptop, PS5, gin, bowl of ramen, WWE champion.
How's it going, everybody? A little bit late, a little long, so let's go. All right. All right. Oh. All right. So let's take a look at this. What we got here? Ooh.
Well, let me tell you
something, brother. Snort, 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 snort. I have to.
But the other thing everyone is talking about is Starfield, all right? Because the review embargo lifted. Now, obviously, you don't know who to believe. I did not get any story spoilers, which is great. I actually have no idea what the story of this game is, which is excellent. I can't wait to experience it for the first time with all of you. But some of the common things people are saying about the game. Number one, it's the most polished Bethesda open world RPG ever made. Even though it's not flawless, it definitely feels more stable than any other open world RPG ever at launch. Because you remember how wonky some of these RPGs have been. Remember Fallout Vegas, people fusing to the ceiling. Remember Skyrim, where the dragons looked like Barney dinosaurs of big globulous purple goo. We go on and on about all these launch day bugs. Apparently, this game doesn't have that many, which is obviously good. Although they are present, they're not like game breaking and ridiculous. A lot of people are saying essentially this is what you always wanted: Fallout and Skyrim in space. If you're looking past that for more, you're not going to get it. That's essentially what it is. So if you're a fan of Bethesda RPGs and that's what you're looking for, you're really going to like Starfield. But if you were looking for them to reinvent the wheel, you're not going to get that here. And a lot of people may be disappointed if you're looking for truly like, oh, this is the new next generation RPG experience. It's not. It's just not.
Then why even care?
What you should be expecting and nothing more than that. And
I expect it to be a buggy mess that won't be solved until the modders get to it about 6 months to a year from now.
I think some people will be disappointed with that.
That's what I think.
2023, and we're still going to be playing essentially an open world Bethesda game that doesn't feel that innovative from anything else you've done before. I can understand why some people are like, what gives? I mean, isn't this like the 10th one like this now? Right? Yeah, every Elder Scrolls game, every Fallout game since Fallout 3, and now this, and they're all the same, right? Fair enough.
Nice snort.
Fair enough criticism. Some people
very nice snort.
may actually be able to validly criticize the game with that.
Powerful
now,
snort.
I've heard some really annoying things. Like I've heard the inventory system sucks ass.
Ooh,
like, wait a minute,
sucks ass inventory.
And Bethesda doesn't know how to work inventory in an RPG yet. They haven't figured this out yet. Everyone is agreeing. I'm not even kidding.
you expect them to improve something,
Everyone
Phil?
who's played Starfield is like, no, the inventory is really bad. We don't know why they still haven't improved this shit, which is hilarious. Also, here's a common thing that a lot of people are saying. All right, this game would have been very much improved if there were maps for local areas. Apparently, there is no map for the towns and stuff in the game. So you'll wander into a town for the first time and be looking around, and of course you want to explore, but let's say you're coming back to the town for the second time, or what if you're desperately low on health, or you're over encumbered, you want to sell your items, you have no idea where to go because there's no map. So you got to wander around and waste your time walking in circles till you find what you're looking for. And as you know, with these Bethesda games, with some of the sprawling settlements and stuff, it may take a while to find stuff. Why they didn't have maps in an RPG in 2023... Again, I mean, the things I'm hearing, I kind of have to agree with. Yeah, the game should have a fucking map. That sounds pretty stupid to me.
And yet you're the one hyping. Why are you dishyping all this stuff? Stop dishyping it.
Thing that
hype.
People are saying,
that's what you're supposed to do,
no
Phil.
Spoilers, thankfully. These people wrote some pretty good reviews for the game. That apparently.
Why are we caring about reviews of the game, Phil?
If you take your
time, you don't care.
Can take 60 hours. If
oh dear
you
Lord,
absolutely rush through the story and do nothing else but main story mission, the story of Starfield is 20 hours long. Okay?
So 40 hours if you was to burr through it.
This
game's gonna be 120 fucking hours.
Incredibly good once you beat the story. And that's what I don't understand, and I'm happy I don't, because I don't want spoilers of what...
I mean, that means that your post-game's better than your actual game. Okay.
What's going on? But apparently something happens after you beat the story that just makes the game better to play and explore and understand. And I don't know. I don't want to know. All I know is something's going to happen at the end of the story that makes the game better, and that's it. So there was actually one reviewer, he was like, I kind of heard about this, so I ran through the story. I beat it in 20 hours, and now I've played 40 hours of exploration doing all the side content, and I love this game so much. I actually didn't like it that much during the story, but I love it now that I beat the story. And I'm like, what could that be?
It's not going to matter, Phil. Here's the thing, it's not going to matter. As soon as credits roll, you're out. You aren't staying. I just don't think that's going to happen, Phil. I don't see that doing that for you. All right? I just don't.
I'm awake, and you have to do alien invasion missions or something. Like, I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's a weird thing to say, but that's what everyone is kind of saying.
Yeah,
okay?
see, I'm talking about, yeah, the story search is a launching point, and he doesn't get that. But he gets because he really doesn't understand games.
So, I really don't know.
He's completely confused. Yeah, there you go, confused.
I guess we'll have to find out for ourselves. Really, we'll have to just find out for ourselves. Now, here's the thing. Am I going to rush the story? No. I'm going to play it like any other Bethesda RPG. I'm going to play it and enjoy it at my pace.
What you couldn't do...
side content, we're going to be exploring.
You're not going to... Yeah, you aren't going to rush the game like you did fucking Zelda and Final Fantasy 16. No, you're going to take... This one's going to literally probably take till fucking March. Another 6-month-long thing that just clogs up his schedule. And that's how it's going to be.
We're going to be doing fun stuff. What I'm hoping...
There will be no
other
fun
Bethesda
stuff here.
games, you're going to become immersed in the world, and everywhere you go, here's a new quest, here's a new interesting thing going on, and you kind of lose your way. I like that about Bethesda RPGs. You can show up in a new settlement, and you're there to do one mission, but then you find 20 more, and you just end up having so much fun doing all the content in that area that you don't care that you didn't do the story right away. Like, I'm totally okay with that, right? So I certainly hope that that's the case. I don't want... Here's the thing. Here's my fear. This week, I'm playing it today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Tuesday minimum. I may even play it again on Wednesday. Starfield, that is. So you're talking, that's a good 12 to 14 hours of gameplay.
It's literally fucking... Yeah. Fucking...
We've played for 14 hours.
You guys are completely right.
And it doesn't feel like the game is fun yet.
He doesn't like
That's
this
a fucking problem. All right? I hate to say it. Too many game developers in the modern day are taking too long to get to the good parts of their games. They think that every video game you buy is a full-time time investment for you. At least they seem to be acting like that. Like, I'm going to sit here and play your game for 25 hours before I have fun. No. I buy a video game to have fun when I start playing it, not 20, 30 hours in. If I buy Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and immediately at the beginning of the game, I try to go in one direction, and I'm completely, you know, boom, hit with a brick wall because everything there is overpowered, but you didn't tell me not to go that way, that's a flaw of your game.
Now, you can go anywhere, Phil. That's the problem. All that stuff is set up so that you're able to do that. You can go literally anywhere. The fact is they were overpowered because you don't actually try to dodge shit. You always try to face tank. And this game is not for face tanking.
If everywhere I go, there's content that's completely superfluous and doesn't add anything to the game and just feels like busy work, that's a flaw of your game's design. Okay, that's not good content. That's trash. And that means that you basically did not ask gamers what's meaningful to them. You just felt like putting shit into your game that's tedious. I don't want to spend launch week of Starfield wasting my time being bored, and then when finally the game gets good the middle of September, well, guess what? Now we got Lies of P, now we got Mortal Kombat 1, now we got the expansion character for Street Fighter 6 at the end of the month. That's not when I want Starfield to be good. I want Starfield to be good now, when I start fucking playing it. So if this game sucks ass for the first dozen hours, Bethesda fucked up. And I'm going to call it out and...
Oh my god, Phil. Come on. I'm gonna call it out. Like, Phil, this... Sometimes that happens. Alright? And you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with it, Phil. Come on now.
Say that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They need to make a good game from the start. They better figure this shit out. It's pretty sad that I keep hearing these things about these new games and they just don't fucking know what they're doing. Like, what? Do you understand what a video game is supposed to be? It's supposed to be you're unplugging from the real world. You're sitting down in a fantasy.
Nope. Phil. Like, when you're shitting on Zelda. So, when you're shitting on Zelda, and you're shitting on fucking, you know, Final Fantasy 16, you know, you say these devs don't know anything, but you've never made a game. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about either.
Environment, and you're enjoying yourself. It's that simple. That's the premise of a video game. And it could be a puzzle game, a sim game, an RPG, a fighting game, a platformer, a racing game, a sports game, a shooter. As long as you're pulling yourself out of reality and you're going into a fantasy environment and you're enjoying yourself, you've made a successful video game. Seriously. If I'm playing this game and I'm not having fun, that's a problem. Now, oh, well, it's okay. The first 20, 30 hours are supposed to be boring. Then the game gets good. Then you didn't make a good game. You have failed. And that's going to be sad because this game needs to be good. Bethesda really needs a good one, and man, does Microsoft need a good one. Right now, they both have a bad track record, so they need a big one to redeem it, all right? So what's going to happen? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Okay.
I mean, Frosty Beats, he hated Tears because the fact is that it wouldn't handhold him. See, that's the biggest thing. He wants to be handheld. He needs to be handheld. And if he was actually a handheld, got handheld, he'd have loved it more. But the fact is, it wanted him to think, and it wouldn't just automatically let him face tank. And yes, also because it has Nintendo. He doesn't like Nintendo. He always wears his biases on his sleeve. I remember. I want to say it was a I want to say it was a fucking it was, I think, a pre-stream. Somebody asked him if he would, go back and play Tears of the Kingdom like he played Oblivion and Skyrim, and he was completely confused about that.
Together.
I mean, he had about 48 hours in that game and did nothing with it. Not a goddamn thing. That is pretty sad.
Because we're going to do this exploration. We're going to do all this together. And I hope that you guys will join me for this journey. Because like I said, as I'm playing Starfield, I got an open mind. I'm going to approach it like any other Bethesda RPG, but I'm approaching it more as like an observational experiment. Will this game actually be good? Will it not?
That observational experiment? What the fuck are you talking about?
To lean either way. I have nothing to benefit from saying it's the best.
Like, I hate it when he tries to use these big words because it's obvious he doesn't know how to use them. Observational experiment. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, that makes no sense at all. And yeah, he plays Bethesda games, praises it, but Zelda does it, and does it better. No better, we have crap on it because of Nintendo. Yeah, and he's saying, oh, they need to be better. Like, Zelda was one of the best games this year, Phil. You're gonna be sucking on Street Fighter 6's dick and all this other shit. Yeah. He loves the Bethesda RPG garbage.
Best game ever.
And he won't admit that. Hey, Miles, how's it going?
Somewhere in between. I don't benefit by doing any of those things, you understand? I'm not going to get clickbait views on hateful content, and I'm not going to get a bunch of praise and rewards for saying the game is great. None of that. I can be honest with you guys because that's the unique position I find myself in.
You're never honest, though. You've lied constantly. You always lie.
15-year creator on YouTube because I walked a different path from everybody else.
You are the king of hate. The king. Other people just hate. Just hate. You were the king of hate.
So, let's see what happens. Here's the thing. I take everything that I hear about these games with a grain of salt. Because just to give you some perspective here.
You just were talking about the whole thing about the reviews for fucking Starfield. Now you're like, oh, I take them with a grain of salt. Phil, if you took them with a grain of salt, you wouldn't listen. You would be very skeptical and you wouldn't even bring them up. How about the fact that IGN gave it a 7 out of 10 and really kind of ripped into it to having kind of some of the same things that Bethesda RPGs have?
Some people, like I said, have said this game is like a 5 out of 10. IGN and GameSpot give it a 7 out of 10. But a lot of outlets are giving it 8 to 10 out of 10.
You see, he wants to say, oh, don't listen to the reviewers if they're going against what he wants this to be a 10 out of 10. He wants it to be a game of the year. I don't see it happening that. See, the problem, Falcon, is that Phil can't do that. He can't vote with his wallet like that. Because for one thing, a lot of times he doesn't want these games to actually be paid by him. But the other big problem is that he needs to have he needs AAA games. To him, it's hype, hype, hype. And if he was, in the hype beast and he didn't play Zelda, everybody would have called his ass out. everybody would have like, you didn't play one of the biggest games of the year because you're playing like, oh, like 2B RPGs, I got to finish Oblivion. Everyone's gonna laugh at his ass, as they should. It a 3 out of 10 for me. Oh, what, Zelda? I mean, you do what you do.
Huge discrepancy. I mean, you're going from between the game is barely average to the game is.
Or are you talking about
slightly
Starfield
above average, but
Falcon?
Not great and a disappointment.
I can't remember.
This game is one of the best games of all time. How? What
Oh,
is that
Starfield.
discrepancy, right? Do people have agendas? Either.
Look at this. He cannot. He's like, do they have agendas? Or maybe it's a divisive game, and that divisiveness or divisiveness is shown in even the reviews being split down the middle. Zelda Fuse 8 out of 10. All right, that's cool. 8 out of 10 is good. I probably give it a little more, but that's, I know I'm biased. But look,
so you can't really
see, that's the thing.
But not great and a disappointment to this game is one of the best games of all time. How? What is that discrepancy, right? Do
people... Hey, Brahman. Yeah. Like, he doesn't understand the discrepancy might just be, this is a very mixed bag. And that could change some people. That could change some people's opinions.
People have agendas either way.
You see, and he goes immediately to agendas. Immediately to try to discourage and to say, hey, you know what? They're probably corrupt, so you shouldn't listen to them. Listen only to me, REE.
So you can't really trust any of it.
But Phil, like, you can kind of tell he wants Starfield to be great. He was hyping that game up. He just doesn't like the fact that some of them are giving him low scores, and he's like, oh, and he's using it because he really wants it to be good. Yes, Devilish Face, I'm the one.
And I think that's why we're finding ourselves in a really unique position.
Really?
Because
what
we
unique
don't know
position?
What's going to happen as I play this game, and that's a cool feeling. The first major game
Okay.
of this busy fall gaming season is a big question mark, which lets us
the fall gaming season.
Feel that it's that feeling of we're crossing a new frontier. We're going into something truly untreaded. Will it be good? Will it be bad? Will we find somewhere in between? Let's find out for ourselves, right? Let's see what happens. I know it's funny because some people are saying IGN laughing out loud. Their scores are never scaled properly. You know, they said Knack was better than this game. They said that Deathloop is a 10 out of 10.
Like, see, look at what he's immediately doing. Look at what he's doing.
We're saying IGN laughing out loud.
See, now he's going to use other things.
Their scores are never scaled properly.
Yeah. Remember, this is a guy who said that what the game journalist magazines should do, those publications, should literally have the editor take the review and change the numerical number on it. And he doesn't understand why no one should ever, like, Phil, what you're basically saying is that the editor changes what you said, and he doesn't say this is the editorial change. And it's like, Phil, that's not how you, unless the fact is you had a bunch of people doing the same game, and it's like, this author gives it this. The IGN average score is this. It's not going to fucking work. He wants everything to be that. He really gets really, really, really autistic when it comes to number scores. And he has a lot of difficulty with that.
They said Knack was better than this game.
Maybe it is. I mean, I think people like Knack 2, but more than Knack 1, but you know. He doesn't understand. No, he doesn't, Ramen. No, he thinks it should be okay for a editor to just change it, to just change the number score for a review, and that should be fine. And that the person who wrote that should be fine. It's like, no, you just changed what he said. You took the words out of his mouth. He said, this is 8 out of 10. And they're like, no, that's too high. Make it a 7 out of 10. And they just put that. I'm like, yeah, no. Someone's then going to just write, no, you don't fucking do that. That's not how you do it. That's a way of really making it so that publication has no integrity and nobody gives a fuck what anyone says.
They said that Deathloop is a 10 out of 10. Deathloop. Fucking Deathloop.
again, and this really see, he does this. He's doing this because, and you see there's that little bit of that smile. Always, the smile always means he's trying to convince you. But really what it is he can't accept that someone actually liked Deathloop. It's a bit of the Simpsons thing. Mr. Vice President, somebody actually bought a copy of your book, sir. It's time to celebrate. It's that kind of thing. He can't understand. He has a lot, like, Deathloop was lame. I've not heard any good things about it, so I don't know why IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. However, Phil has a problem with when publications have opinions that differ from his own. He has a lot of difficulty with differing opinions. And I honestly do think some of that is autism, and some of it is just bad socialization. He wants journalists to, games journalism to be this big monolith that he can fight against, but it's multifaceted. People have their own biases, yeah.
Was it 10 out of 10 to IGN? I know.
Well, then why? Well, listen, if you think that's that bad, why would you ever bring up IGN scores? Ever. But you brought it up for Starfield. So you still take them seriously.
So let's see how things go starting today. And this should be definitely an interesting experiment and an interesting time. I'm excited. So let's now
interesting time. Fallout 4 9.5 out of 10 mixed bag game of the year, by the way. I mean, the biggest problem is Phil is a fence sitter. He always has been a fence sitter, always will be a fence sitter. So he wants to hedge his bets because he really doesn't want to set up an opinion. If he sets up an opinion and his fans are against him, they were either going to bully him like they did with the Zelda tier maker, or he's going to call him stupid and they're going to leave because they're going to feel insulted. He could have ignored him, problem solved. That's the thing, Falcon. He doesn't really want to ignore them. He wants to have something there, and because he has his biases, and Phil desperately wants his biases and his opinions to be validated. That's why you saw he really caved when people called him out for Ocarina of Time on a fucking C tier. You're like, what motherfucker? Someone has a raging clue. I heard someone has a raging clue. Yes. I've got a raging clue. That reminds me, let me start up the Switch. Give me a sec.
I'll get into the schedule so you guys know what to expect this week before we get into the Phil's Day Off and the gaming news segments. Today it is Starfield here on the first stream, my premiere stream of the game. I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip. It's like a faucet that's dripping.
Papa Meat put out a new vid on XQC. Ooh.
Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button.
Yes, do that.
I'm gonna have to clear. Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.
See, that clip just shows that he doesn't care about the people who he's. Okay. Nothing in Aqua Teal. Let's see if Snort Brunel's got anything.
Save the pig. What the heck? A pig with a party hat.
Pig with a party hat.
Hello, Mr. Piggy. Ziggy Piggy.
Ziggy Piggy.
Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help!
A couple realistic criticisms, okay? Number one, the graphics. They run at 30 frames per second or below, and I will emphasize that, or below. There are definitely times when the frame rate chugs, and you're like, now wait a minute, it's 2023, and a modern AAA game developer can't get a game to run at solid 30 or even 60? I guess not. And this is what's hilarious to me, is that we still have people talking about, oh, I want a more powerful console to push 4K graphics or whatever. So and I'm like, 4K? These games can't even run at 30 frames per second at 1080p yet. And you want 4K across the board with insanely high detail? What are you, stupid?
Wow. So the fact that some people prefer resolution over frame rate, and he calls them, are you stupid because you don't do what I want you to do? This is how childish he really has become in the last, is that it has to be his It has to be his opinion. No, you have to do it this way. Like, he's the whole thing in Zelda where he's like, oh, demand better. It's like, what the fuck? You know, a lot of people who played Zelda liked it. I loved it. Yes, I would like a more traditional Zelda. Bring those back as kind of like interim. Like you do one Breath of the Wild, one classic type. And you kind of go doop, 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 doop. That way, you know, every 3 years or so we get a new Zelda game and we're happy. Or put some of the old ones back on the Switch.
No, demand that we get good performance on every single game at 1080p first. Once we've jumped...
See, this is the thing. Because he is the one who cares about frame rate more. Do what he wants. And yeah, you said a balance. Like, the fact is that, again, this is just, you have to have his opinion.
Jumped that hurdle. Once we've crossed that river, then we tackle higher resolution and more detail. They can't even do the basic shit yet. And we are in 2023. This was promised to us at the beginning of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 era. We are almost a decade later and they haven't done it yet.
I mean, look, here's the thing. You have a lot of games that have poor optimization. Whether that's because the engine's not good, or if it's because the fact is the team just didn't have time and optimization is something they just didn't get enough time to. Yeah, he cares about frame rate as an arbitrary thing. If it runs fine at 30, it can be fine. I don't understand the whole thing about that. Oh, you know, you guys are good. I actually want to hear what is going on. Let's see. Whoops.
So, that being said, all right,
hey, I like that podcast.
I do feel that the graphics are underwhelming. Not the detail. I think that the universe looks fine. The level of detail looks fine. But the fact that it runs at a lower frame rate is disappointing. I want it to feel like, you know, more organic, more real. I want it to look like other games I'm playing. It literally does not. Like, almost every single game that I have played in the last year has looked much better than Starfield. And that's disappointing. To have waited this long for this game, for it to come out, and it doesn't look good. That's...
It really... Yeah, this part really just shows how much he only cares about graphics. Yeah, and Devil's Face, you're right. If he cared about frame rate, he would play on the PC. And understand that the PC unlocks the frame rate dimension.
Very, very...
That kind of annoying with certain game, the lack of optimization. The problem is that a lot of times these companies, if they need to delay the game, sometimes they don't want to delay too many times. So optimization is one of the last things that you do. Like, you finish the game, then you work on optimization. And then once you work on optimization, that's when it should be going out. But they don't do that. So, because they probably, a lot of them don't have time. Like,
very underwhelming, and I think if anything,
so it becomes kind of like a day one patch or some shit.
Because how much do you want to bet? Much like with other Bethesda games, when future consoles come out, they will likely remaster this game and release it in full 60 frames, and then it'll be amazing. But for now, we're stuck in a 25 to 30 frame per second era, which is really stupid.
And the fact is, people told him about that this is going to happen with Starfield, that it isn't going to be a good game on launch. People fucking told him. He doesn't listen. Again, he bought a Bethesda RPG at launch on console. Who's the idiot, Phil?
Okay. The other criticism I have of the game...
I could just wait for the modders to make, you know, all the ships BOOBA ships or some shit like that. Or like, just have BOOBA aliens, or I don't know what the fuck. The modders will make something amazing, and they'll get it to fucking work. Crashing on the money after the first day feels bad. I mean, the fact is the modders have told them for years how to actually optimize their engine and their games in that engine. How it's like not much to do that. One patch, boom, it's everything's good, but they don't do it.
3 hours in, it doesn't feel like there's one new element. Seriously, now you say, oh, what about the ship? Well, I mean, I flew it a little bit. It's not a big deal. Mostly what the ship is, it's fast traveling between locations and a few dogfights, but it's nothing significant yet. Maybe it will be significant as we get further into the game, but as of now, I haven't really done much with it yet.
Every single time I boot the game now, I'm drunk.
Outside of that, the gunplay feels like it's from Fallout 4 or other FPS games. The loot system absolutely feels like it's from a Bethesda game. Everything feels like a mishmash of something you've done before. Nothing in this game is feeling unique to me whatsoever. Not yet, anyway. Maybe it will again as we get further in. I'm only 3 hours in. But, you know, when you're having a brand new IP, you want it to feel like you're truly playing something new. This kind of feels like the evolution of what Bethesda has done in the past, which is fine. It does feel like the...
But you love those. You love those RPGs in the past. So what's the problem now?
It still kind of feels just like a Bethesda RPG to me, which again is fine if you like them, and I do. So that's not a complaint. But if you're playing this insanely hyped, brand new IP, it's supposed to be the game that everyone wants to buy an Xbox One, or excuse me, an Xbox Series S or X for. You should be doing something more groundbreaking.
Oh shit!
It doesn't feel like that.
Hey, Ice. Oh shit!
All right.
Amaterasu is trying to make some perpetuals. Shit, they're in the Cabal. No.
Oh shit, the BOOBA game.
It's the murder game with a little bit of BOOBA.
The answer is pretty simple because Starfield is an incredibly lengthy game, and I'm going to be playing it a lot. The next few weeks,
the Bethesda should make simpler and the modders just hire them, but Bethesda's chill and consume report. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's very much the right. The modders, because that was actually, I know Volition is dead, but one of the modders for Saints Row, for like Saints Row 2, got hired to work for Volition for a bit until he passed away. So, you know, he was actually becoming a programmer after being a major modder. That's what you should be doing.
That's the same as the guy that fixed The Witcher 1. They hired him to help them with their games.
Yeah. He was the one who actually got the PC port of Saints Row 2 working. Because he get. No, don't change it to Phil. Please don't change it to Phil.
You know, again, I'm getting recommended all these different things I should be doing. That gastronomy.
Deducting early access. 120 tips over. 120 tips in 2 sessions is not that good.
No, that's not.
That's pretty bad.
That's really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
They're going to be guiding me through the game and telling me what to do and showing me funny stuff.
And want you to hold my hand.
It's going to help you tons in the game.
I'm doing good.
Sadly, they're getting way too many perks, but then they're all level 1 and they're
I still have not found the bear.
You need to level up the perks and focus more on that, and that makes them
more
useful.
I
think
I won't.
I found the bear, but I
I'm
can't
getting
get
a lot of different pieces of recommendations and pieces of information. And
Are you gonna try to fuck the bear?
So it's good, but I feel like I'm
Now,
so
why would I feel that
it's
surprised?
information. You know what I'm saying? Like so many people.
Well, I'm sure he will enjoy it.
3 hours.
Well, I'm a barbarian, so
Most of
maybe.
it
There
is
you
not
go.
going to be that helpful.
Bearfucker, do you need assistance?
It will be, right?
You
Are
bear
you offering
fucker.
assistance?
I'll go ahead and I'll play it if you guys are going to tell
I guess he can
Yeah.
hold it down.
Yeah, JG, you make a really good point.
So now I'm like, oh, when you
Yeah,
play Blanca-
his tips in August were the worst
Like, what?
since before the pandemic.
I just played
It's
Blanca.
really bad.
Down.
You know, grind
Yeah.
to master. Don't you want to see me?
Yeah, I do think so too, JG Wallen. That's bad.
Play more Blanca, play more master players. I'm like, all right, listen. The good news is now, Blanca's not going anywhere. He's going to stay a master. Whenever I play, I'll be playing higher level people.
You're never playing Blanca again, Phil. Just admit it.
I want to focus now on getting Honda to master. Honda's a 5-star diamond. He's almost there. Probably another couple of streams. Hopefully he'll hit master, and then Honda will be it, right? And then we can say, all right, well, who has I used who I really like, and I want to use more, but I just haven't used him in a million years. Well, Luke is absolutely one who I was doing well with, and I was learning, and then I haven't used him in over a month.
And it didn't help either that he spent two streams on one planet, not doing anything. He only fired his gun once yesterday.
I'm not surprised. That's also why it's boring, everybody. Oh.
master matches.
Yeah.
But I know I said this before. How pleasing
Ooh.
But
Look at this. I love. See, somebody asked, why do you kind of refuse to play master matches? He's going this thing. I love that. Though Snort gets it right. Simple. He's a coward and a very fragile ego. He runs away from master rank because he doesn't want to play them because they whoop his ass every fucking time.
Yeah. Daggone LTG is the same way. Once he got master with Marisa, he stopped playing it.
Yeah, he will not play Blanca that much, or he'll play once and then never play it again.
To get to master, as you saw, that was a solid month.
I don't think the
Oh,
peacekeepers have
grinding.
anything to do with it.
To
Yeah.
get to master, right?
So yeah, he's never gonna play Blanca again because
I'm tired of playing with Blanca.
yeah, you see, I'm tired of playing with Blanca. No, Phil, Blanca because he was cheap. You were able to get there early. You've been having a little issues with Honda. And then once you get him the master, you're going to do someone else, and you're never going to touch those characters. Because the fact is,
I am absolutely
yeah.
gonna go and play a higher
No, you're not.
for sure.
No,
But
you,
I'm tired of them now.
in master rank, you are going to get your ass handed to you. Because master rank's going to have some actual good people who are just going to destroy him.
Like I just played
Like
with
that one guy did.
6+ streams, right? Hundreds and
Oh yeah,
hundreds
and,
of
all right.
likes
So
to get
Frosty
that
Beats, I want to
master
say
level.
something about
I'm
that.
out.
Everybody was clipping him fighting that Snake Eyes guy.
Yeah.
I pointed out, if you pay attention, he did not actually have his hands on the controller for the first half of the first round.
Yeah. I noticed that. I noticed that he was like, wait, what the hell? You are basically throwing the match.
Here's what's happening.
Because you don't want
People
he,
now are
I think what the idea was he didn't want to show how bad his combos are to right to someone like that.
So that they can
Yeah.
complain and have their voice be heard. Like, it's really important to be able to air your grievances to the world on social media and other places for some reason. So if you can find something to complain about and act like it's valid, that's what people are dying for now, right?
And that's
Oh
all
my
if Phil
God, I was
stays
so
off.
wrong, 'cause someone made a joke about
Oh,
it.
the DoorDasher couldn't speak English because she was
Someone
brown
made a joke,
and he couldn't
no.
understand my directions.
and the one joke decimated you so much that you
Racist
can't
side
find
Phil
living.
strikes
Perhaps
again.
you should see a psychiatrist.
Look at this.
However,
What the fuck? Did you just hear him? Okay.
and the one joke decimated you so much.
If the joke decimated you
that
so
you can't
much,
go on living, perhaps you should see a psychiatrist. Okay?
he's
However,
called you mentally ill.
the flip side of
Good
that
job,
is,
Phil.
In some circles like YouTube, the jokes have gone too far. If you are
Yeah.
systematically
Oh, now he sits on the fucking
or
fence.
defaming someone, and
He. Here's the problem. He goes on like, oh no, it's bad to defame, you know, all like all this other stuff. Oh, you know, you shouldn't defame. It's like, Phil, you just said that if they take the joke too far, you know, they're being pussies about it. And now you want to go, well, you know, they're also right. It's like, this is why no one respects your opinion, Phil. You're fucking... You fucking flip-flop on everything. Like, I guarantee if his parents die, he's gonna flip-flop on whether to bury him or cremate them. And he's gonna try to do halfway, and he's gonna be like, okay, you want to bury the top half or the bottom half? He's gonna do some stupid shit. And this is the thing. Yeah. Just, those two, yeah, they were very telling.
and it's become a popular thing to do that, right? And it's just well accepted. Oh, just keep piling on someone. And now that person is having a hard time living because you fucked with them so much. That's different. You see, there's a big difference. There's the whiners on social media who every little tiny
The
thing
whiner-
in the
oh.
world, and so everything offends them, versus people who are legitimately getting destroyed and bullied.
Like, destroyed and bullied, like me, Ray. He's about to make this about himself, isn't he?
It seems like there's no protection or recourse against it because of the toxic nature of the internet and the fact that places like YouTube and Twitch and other places will not stand up to that kind of behavior unless they get sued. So,
Well, you know, Phil, you should be thankful for it because some of the shit you said has been pretty close to being pretty, you know, inflammatory and maybe even a bit, you know, slanderous. But you got like Final Barrel Coffin and all the thousands, which is, oh no, he's not gonna bury it. Yeah, no, I would be surprised that he would just chuck them in a dumpster if he could. But
it goes both ways. It does. It absolutely goes both ways.
again, all this stuff of, oh, don't be a pussy, but then, you know, don't go too far. Jesus fucking Christ, you little pussy. Will you please actually, you know, make a stand?
To what extent, and again, the question would be to what extent is it allowed, to what extent would it be, you know, fair? You know, I've always been one to divvy out jokes, but also I can take a joke. The problem is when the entire existence of people on YouTube is to make my life a joke and basically make shit up about me, and then people believe it because they're stupid.
Well, Phil, guess what? Here's the thing: people detract about you for a lot of positive thing, and for, you know, positively valid reasons, being the fact that you are a toxic human being, the fact that you are somebody who you exploit your fan base to do all this stuff for you, the fact that you are a raging narcissist that has very much kind of you know, allowed, you've basically allowed yourself to just, what's the right word? You basically allowed yourself to be to try to be the United States of Phil in your own mind. Now you actually believe it. There you go.
That's a problem, you see? But, you know, we can talk about this all day.
The fence sitting is the thing I really, really hate, because it's like, God, he just will not take a stand on anything. Not a goddamn thing. Oh, well.
Particularly feel like talking about it for the whole podcast. So, okay.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls. He's an asshole.
Yeah, he is an asshole. Can't get out of there.
That's the thing. If I were to become a politician, I would actually do it for the people. Because guess what? Take a look at me now as a YouTuber.
I would do it for the people. Phil, you don't care about anybody but yourself. The hospital story showed that you were fucking true. You wouldn't care about anybody but yourself. Like, Phil, like, we've seen this stuff. We can... This is why he doesn't understand why the hospital arc was so bad for him. Because he doesn't understand that what he's did is he made a medical emergency from his fiancée about himself and whining and crying because he was inconvenienced, not caring about his significant other's well-being.
Yep. And mind you, on top of that, when he was like, "Oh, well, can I talk about it?" and she's like, "Yeah, sure." It's like you asked a woman that wasn't cohesive, that was doped up on drugs,
coherent.
Coherent. Thank you. They could talk about her personal problem.
Yeah.
On stream.
And she probably was okay with really him saying she had to go to the hospital. It was a panic attack. Everything's okay now. She's here and resting, and we're just gonna, you know. That was it. She probably didn't understand that when he asked for that, he was going to go into that tirade, and a tirade just made him look terrible. And that's the thing. He doesn't understand that. Yeah. There's some stuff about like that you don't do. That's why nobody cares about his fucking DoorDash shit, because we all know it. It's the fact is he's gives bad directions. He doesn't tip. You know he doesn't tip because almost every time he finds a problem with it, and oh, well, we get credit for it. This is the motherfucker who, oh, it's 2 degrees off. Complain.
Do I take any payoffs? Do I have any paid product placements?
I mean, Phil, like, the fact that you don't have product placements or anything like that, you're not sponsored by anything, is pretty bad business sense. Every other YouTuber does it because, hey, guess what? That's how you get paid. And you understand it because you say, hey, this is a paid promotion. Here's the paid promotion. You don't try to hide that shit. See, if Phil actually had sponsors, he would hide it. He would never say that he had a paid promotion or a paid sponsor. And then you just figure out, because he's shilling the same thing day after day, that, oh, someone paid him.
They did that. Remember Mario and Sonic at the Olympics?
That's true. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Mario Sonic at the Olympic Games. He didn't reveal. And the fact is that you are not allowed to not reveal that shit. You have to reveal that it was paid for by the company. Because, you know, for I guess some reasons, I'm not exactly sure, but you have to disclose it. And if people find out, like, that's the thing. Because also, I don't think he's ever gotten another one, and I think the reason is because everyone's like, oh shit, he's never going to disclose that, so they're going to find out and be like, oh, because you're always supposed to disclose if you actually got something for free for that, but Phil, don't do that.
Chilling. I have all these opportunities to get paid, and I always turn them down because I want to be true to myself. I want to put out honest, genuine.
Wow, he really does think he has integrity. It's adorable how he seems to think he has integrity. I'm in awe of that. In general, that is what I'm really in awe of. But he putting pressure on everyone to pay for his existence would be a real issue if things continue to deteriorate, unlike other streamers that take sponsorship cash. Not only does it put him in a precarious spot, but once we get to the actual economic downturn, it's going to be a problem, because guess what? That economic downturn is going to mean that people aren't going to have as much, you know, discretionary income. And guess what? Entertainment's one of the first things that goes with that shit. So he's gonna get toxic about that. Yeah, blood from, yeah, you're right, Ramen. It is. It's basically he's trying to get blood out of a stone.
Audience, and I curate that style of content for them, and they support it. That's who I am as a person. My morals control who I am.
Morals. Morals. Phil, you let Derek tip you knowing that he had taken his mom's credit card. Okay, Phil, you got that. The fact that, you know, a homeless guy gave you sold his car for $500 and gave you $300, and you didn't say, no, I'm not going to take that. People got to pay their loans or pay Phil. I'm sure some of the bigger givers have college degrees. Even if they got college degrees, though, it's going to be a little bit of a difficult time for that.
I can't stop laughing. No. I wouldn't feel good about making content that was fake to make money. You understand?
That's all you've done.
I would do work for the people. But
Look at that.
Would I be successful? Because here's the problem.
He literally thinks he would be able to work for the people. He literally believes this. Can you fucking believe this, man? He honestly
stay away from that.
He honestly thinks Phil got student loan payments will hurt him next month. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, student loan payments are going to be due again. Like they've had for, you know, the last 3 years or so. They're basically what they were is you had them, but you didn't have to pay interest on them. Now the interest is accruing again. So anybody who actually paid, who actually are paying them down these last 3 years, wow, you just paid a shit ton on your principal. Yeah, he gassed himself to believe. Yeah, people got to pay their loans or pay films.
With American politics, you need to raise money to be eligible. You have to have a campaign. Where's the money going to come from? If I'm not kissing ass so that companies will finance my campaign, how would I ever get elected? That's
Phil?
the problem with American politics.
Phil? It's mostly going to be single donors, and you have to go through PACs and stuff, I think, for corporate money. There's something. I don't think you can do corporate money to this, but whatever. You keep thinking that, Phil. I'm sure it'll work out for you someday.
You can't even be eligible unless you have tons of money to run a campaign.
You're eligible.
Vote for you.
Here's the thing, Phil.
Yeah.
You are actually eligible to. You are eligible to run for office, for, let's say, like, you know, United States Congress, if you were 25 years old and are a citizen for at least X amount of years, and you live in the district that you're running for, you can run for Congress. You may not have anything, you may not get anywhere, but you can do it if that is what you want to do. And he don't get that. JG, I don't think he could, because he would actually get fucked. They would find out about that and he would go to prison.
Phil's a scam artist.
Are we ready to continue, guys? I'm enjoying myself. Thanks everyone chilling. Thanks to anyone who supported today. It would be great if you could support the stream in some way, whether liking it, or a super chat, or a membership, or gifted membership, or a tip. We're actually close to our tier 1 tips goal, so it'd be great if we could hit that sooner rather than later. That'd be excellent.
Ah, that was a nice bag.
Well, I had fun. I hope you guys did too. I want to say thanks to everyone who was here and anyone who supported the stream. Thank you. And
that was a powerful bag.
Remember, please like the video.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying, please leave comments. Let me know, what did you think of our exploration of New Atlantis today? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was boring? Do you wish that it was different? Again, to me,
I wish you would. I wish your parents had had aborted in Minecraft. And it's still on the back of my neck, the back of my mind, the back of my mind. It's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. He's a mobile game addict. Donated children money.
Blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. That I just can't help it. I eat it. Contributions are mandatory. But I need your help.
Directly to you.
no decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
Oh, is that? We should be close. Let me see if there's anything else on Snort Brunel. Let's
save the pig.
I don't know, but you're one step ahead of the other detectives now, yeah?
Alright, we'll do one more Snort Brunel. Tax-free money would make him go wild. Yeah, that ouch. Well, that was the Trump bucks. Ack, ack, ack. Ack, ack, ack.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit. That's an epic fucking intro, dude. And everybody, warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Snort.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
One update, and then we'll get into the meat of everything. My shoulder. As you guys know.
As you know.
I'm in the shower. And as I'm washing my body, I move my neck in a way that I get incredibly excruciating shooting pain in my shoulder. It was going from...
Like, okay, Phil? No, you didn't. If you did, you would be immobilized.
Yeah, I should stop calling her Uggo now. I'll just call her flat.
Aw, Shinigami is mean.
Still gonna hold on to that, huh? I guess this is technically an improvement.
You're gonna keep this info to yourself, right? It'll help you get ahead of the other master detectives.
No.
Come on, Phil.
From my neck all the way through the back of my shoulder down to his back shoulder.
Hey, I'm along. How's it going?
Bad pain.
How are y'all
And we
doing
talked
today?
about it.
I'm doing all right.
3 days ago.
How are you, yourself?
You keep asking me every day about it. It's
Not
getting
too
better,
bad, man.
it's getting better. Well,
It's my in-gap
Wednesday,
weekend,
it
meaning
did
I'm not
get
doing
any better.
anything
It
I
felt
don't
just
want
about
to do,
the
just
same,
chilling.
which was really, really
Ah.
good.
8 hours.
Nice.
Yesterday was my day off.
Taking the pressures of the world off, you
And
know,
I
that kind
actively
of
tried
thing.
to prop
Yeah.
my head up and sleep with big
Is there any way we
neck
can change
support
that and make it work even
on
more?
Wednesday night heading into Thursday, hoping that was going to help. I woke up yesterday again, excruciating pain, like seriously.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you guys-
Shinigami waifu, I get you, Falcon. Yeah, especially in her non Luigi's Mansion form.
11, so 12 years ago. A very similar
I made
thing
some
happened.
special muffins pass and they worked out well.
My neck
Ah,
hurt so
yes,
bad
sir.
Nice.
that I had lost feeling in my
I
thumb
took a
for
couple of
months. I had
pre-rolls. They haven't really kicked in. I'm getting a little I'm a little disappointed about that, but all right.
That's how bad it was.
That sucks.
I know. I don't know. Maybe I just probably need to be. I need to get good at keep and not inhaling and shit like that. Whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Holding
I
it
do
in
have some
for
good
a
news. I
period
woke
of
up this
time
morning,
before
it's not as
blowing it
bad.
out.
Finally,
Yeah.
for the first time in 3
If your
days,
lungs aren't
the pain
fit
is not
for
as
it,
bad. Now, I
a
still
vape
have
might
the
be a
pain,
better
but the
choice.
pain
I might be.
essentially
We'll
means
see.
that my neck is
Man, they got
adjusting
some
and trying to
great
fix
ones for
whatever
like
went wrong.
30 to 50
Now,
bucks that
actually,
will
I have
knock you
pain
under
sitting
socks.
down the back. It's actually going right here into the front of my neck.
Look.
Right here. And it's not as bad pain as it was the last 2 days.
See, here's the thing. He talks about this shooting pain, but he has yet to actually go to a doctor.
That's 100% a lot.
Now, it's just a more minor pain going right here.
I don't understand
down
it.
into my shoulder. And
I don't either.
Okay, so it's definitely a nerve pain.
All I
Nothing I
can
can really
do
do
is
about it. Good
investigate
news is,
Kai
it didn't
Ward's
affect my
ultimate
gameplay,
secret
right?
just
I was
a little
able
bit
to
further.
play games normally those 2 days.
Shinigami's like,
I had
I'm
a lot more
tired.
good, and now today I'm into the
The
thick of
rest
things,
should be left to
with a
the
full day
real
of streaming,
master detectives
and
to
hopefully it
handle.
won't affect anything.
She's an adorable Scrimblo.
So, you know, hopefully, we'll see what happens, but hopefully it won't affect anything. I won't even have to mention it. I'm sure people will bring it up, how to feel, but, you know, I'm doing all I can to essentially try to feel better. Not much I can really do about stuff like that.
Go to a doctor. Literally go to see a doctor.
A very generous.
Yeah, if he's experiencing these symptoms as
tip.
accurately as he's depicting,
I've
he
never
might
run
have
into
a
this
larger
thing
problem he
before.
doesn't know about.
Yeah, but the thing is that
Yeah,
he.
look, it's a money creature.
Well, the problem also is the fact that he can't. He has a bad HMO, so he can't go anywhere.
fucking burn my balls, I'll burn your ass. Cut your butt cheeks right off.
Worth help.
Like
What
that?
the fuck?
Yeah.
Cut your butt cheeks right off? What the fuck, Phil?
There, I killed him.
Good for you. Good for.
You fucking shoot me. Look at him.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, that was the whole thing. He wouldn't even go do a. He talked about.
I can melee. Hold on.
He talked about the whole thing with the ear infections. He had to go get a referral to go to an ENT. So he has like shit tier health insurance, but he won't even when it's really bad. He just won't go to a doctor.
All right. So I mean, my first impression.
Probably
Let's be
keep
very
that health
honest.
insurance because you get like $200 credit
It
for
is
signing up
Fallout
for this,
space. It
$100
feels to
credit
me
for an eye
like
exam
Fallout,
just to
except
reap the
no
benefits,
bats,
not actually.
Right. But it
use
definitely
anything else.
feels like Fallout in space.
Yeah.
Or his parents pay for his insurance. That's what I think really.
No. Oh no. That's too expensive. I think that would be too expensive.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, because right, it's gonna be like at least $600. And remember, he has to pay for it so he can get it as a tax break. If mommy and daddy pay for it, it's.
Did he earn it? Nope. Not at all. Didn't earn it whatsoever. Completely unearned.
He didn't earn it. God damn it, Phil. The same thing day after goddamn day.
Yeah, what my grandparents did for us. Like,
that's it.
well, my mother had she didn't have a lot of money going up, so my grandparents
What?
covered their health insurance through about 10.
It gave him a
and we
combo
got
off
our
of that.
feet better.
It
It's pretty
gave him
cool.
a combo off
Yeah.
of that.
But it's
Oh my
expensive
God.
nonetheless, even back in those days.
Yeah.
What am I getting hit for?
Hugely expensive.
Are you out of your mind? Yo, this game is so
That's
busted.
the thing.
This game is so busted.
It's
He earned
busted.
No hits. Literally 0 hits earned, and he wins the whole set. Fuck you and your mother. You fucking
Yeah,
suck.
people will go
You
they'll
earned
forego
0
a chronic
hits.
condition
Over
because
1,800 milligrams of sodium. This is one of the saltiest things.
Yeah, DSP. It was. I thought it was actually. I thought it was more, JG. I thought it was closer to 600 a month. But I might be wrong.
In the whole fight. You literally mashed medium punch with the same move over and over, and because of the lag, I couldn't do anything about it. Fuck you. You sucked. You did absolutely nothing, mashing medium punch the whole round. What a
Wow.
piece of shit player. Fuck you.
Wow. Just go all the way
Medium,
toxic.
Medium. Oh, it's still working because the lag spike. Keep doing it. Medium. Jab, she's a jab, and I keep doing it with knife. Just mashing jab. Just mash jab. He just guessed.
2021. It was the cheap bronze plan. Oh.
That's all he did was not.
Who knows what his? Yeah, that's true. We don't know what his
Very generous
whole thing is.
$15 tip.
What a man.
NDO 103. Gee, thanks, money creature. I didn't know there was a creature that actually gave money in this call.
Oh, hum along.
Yes, sir.
Wow, since passive streaming, deactivate the whatchamacallit
I don't know
for me,
any of
please.
it.
Dumb boy.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it.
What the
No,
heck?
I just thought about it, and I don't want to have a
No.
repeat of that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm just gonna blame Rydrake for that.
There you go. I told you.
But what happened?
Permanently, if it were left up to me.
That was up
There
ball.
was some.
She did slide. I did up ball. It
There's some
doesn't
folks
work.
who were a little.
Anything on reaction online was good. I just can't.
They were overusing it to the point where it's like, okay, it became very distracting.
What the fuck? I was way
Well,
over
I
it.
tell people too. I said this also goes on their stream recordings. So as
Yeah.
they're making their own
Wouldn't
content,
block
you
it.
hear a bunch
Doesn't
of
block.
fucking
Are you shitting me?
morning zoo
This
sounds.
fucking sucks. These guys
Kind
are
of
terrible.
fucks up their VODs.
I mean, my,
Get out there, you know. It's
no, well, it's.
Yep.
not the most
Facebook
comfortable
gameplay
topic.
gets
I know. Well, it is because I feel like an asshole, but it's like, dude, there was a point where it's like the snort. I can't do that wet snort. That wet snort is. I literally would rather yell like, "God damn, will you stop with the goddamn wet snort?" Because that thing is so loud. It's just like.
I can't get out of it. So I wasn't outplayed. He got insane
If it makes you
lucky.
feel
Got a
better,
bunch
you
of
are
fucking
not
random
alone.
moves.
Some fucking.
Mine was dropped.
Some yeah, it's like some fucking Harrison Bergeron shit. Like, hey, every 5 seconds, wet snort, wet snort, wet snort. You ain't thinking of nothing ever anymore, motherfucker.
I think the soundboard is enhanced interrogation.
Every move I do gets stuff there.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I'm joking about. I don't know who actually was Rye Drake, but we like to joke about Rye.
Oh, it was.
Man,
I saw
right,
his
Drake.
little icon highlight when,
Yeah, so he was Grinchin'. He likes to Grinchin'.
They know
we'll
these
turn the
patterns that are
soundboard
crazy.
on
I
when
don't know how to
he's
get around them.
streaming for me.
Try again.
Perfect
Well, see, this is also this is my thing. This is why I don't use the Discord soundboard because I have my own. So I can do my own stuff. And also,
He's like, anything you press will stop.
and not only that,
Anything you press, this will stop.
for the most part, I've been,
Goddamn, dude.
you know,
How do I do that?
people let me know, oh, this is too loud. Okay, I'll knock it down.
I get them, man.
It's one of the best ideas ever for a soundboard.
That's
by the
that's
way.
the kind of
Which one?
you give credit
The
to.
Houdini and Blowfish, hold my hand.
You're kidding.
It was.
That one is wonderful.
I find I'm very proud of myself for actually coming in, because it's just like
again and again and again it doesn't
Well,
try and like over and over.
Because I was gonna say also I used the Ultra Hand as the logo for that one from Zelda. It's just a hand.
That is not what I did. Unbelievable. So
Meat buns.
It's completely safe. I can't interrupt the kick because not super goes through it.
Those guys were from my area, like the same city where I went to school, so that song was everywhere. Holy shit.
Lobo.
Well, here's the problem, Falcon. This is not my soundboard, so I don't have the like that. It's on Ice Yamamoto's server, so it's his soundboard, and I'm not gonna tell anybody what to have on their soundboard. That's just not.
But Humber Long is a proud admin of Ice's server. He's happy to say, soundboard disabled.
Well, that's why I said it. Like,
yeah, it's.
I have no problem killing that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it can. I wish that there was a way to like, oh, it's like no, it's a cooldown.
I should tell you, speaking of which, I have researched my ass off for soundboard
Mash
cooldown.
Jab, he
There's
wins!
one Discord
Mash Jab
page
beats everything I
where they
have.
show two
Fuck this
screenshots
fucking
of how you're
piece
supposed to
shit
get to
game.
it through
Terrible
the
mashing
settings.
player. You can't
None of the
beat it.
Discord
You literally
communities,
can't
I'm in
beat
like
it. All you
40
have to do is mash
million,
with these top tiers.
have that setting. So right now it's not available. The cooldown feature is so clutch.
Oh yeah.
I did a move.
Say like two, like
What do you want me to do?
cooldown
Drop my
per
move
person
twice in a
or
row so
something
I
like
can't
that.
counter the fucking
Get
throw.
rid of the fucking
Amazing,
snort.
amazing bullshit.
Yeah.
That snort is too high up.
I think, yeah, that's also one of the problems with the Discord soundboard, is you have to delete it and then re-upload it to actually edit it. I don't, you can't edit. Whereas at least, oh, look how salty he is.
What?
The guy
It did it anti-air. He was in the air. The game let him fall and recover. What a bunch of fucking
Did anybody get
bullshit.
the Starfield Constellation Edition? I just want to know what y'all thought about that watch.
The fucking
It
game
looks
is
so cool
shit.
to me.
Block fucking high.
yeah,
Oh.
I think it's
Oh yeah, yeah, okay, oh yeah, Falcon, I'll do that, yeah, give me one sec,
I
I
parried the
don't
drive
play
impact.
pad.
He still
This
has
is an option to me, the soundboard
bullshit.
volume
Didn't earn his
wise.
fucking hit. Fuck this game. Fuck this game. You didn't
Wow.
earn it.
oh, and he didn't earn it.
God damn it, man.
Did the guy start already or not yet?
He probably has started, but I'm finishing.
It's Snake Eyes! It's the best fucking Zangief in the game!
Alright.
They're probably playing Snake Eyes, dude! He's the best Zangief in the
Yeah,
fucking world!
so we're gonna actually take a look at this, because, I just brought up the thing that, for a while, he wasn't even, let's see.
No! No! Don't do it!
Yeah! Look at that, he's not,
Snake
yeah.
Eyes, no!
He's
Don't do
not
it to
doing,
me.
you don't hear
do it.
anything.
The
No.
best
Look,
Zangief in
there
the
goes the
world,
hand
no!
off the controller.
Oh no.
He wasn't playing.
No, he didn't, he knew he was gonna, and think about this. Look at, he's doing all this stuff because he can't call him an online scrub. He wants to call him an online scrub. But,
Got me. I'm so done, dude. There's no chance I'm winning against the best Zangief on the planet. Drop my combo.
Like, he gave Snake Eyes that first round.
yeah, he did.
Wow. Whoa! Holy shit.
Yeah, alright, so then you've got...
Oh my god! Yo, did you see that
Boom!
shit? He backstepped a centimeter and got a perfect 360. Oh my god, dude. Ah, he quit. That was, dude.
Yeah, because
There was
he's
zero
probably...
chance I was going to beat him.
He's probably got a lot of
Quit
people
after
who
one.
stream, so
Come
he decided
on.
he'll quit
I
after
was
one
looking
and
for
just
him
do it.
again. But I mean, holy shit, the best fucking player
what's
on the
up?
planet.
Okay.
Zangief just spanked
If he had
Blanca obtained. Again. We've done it, ladies and gentlemen.
Great.
The second.
Alright.
Now I can give Blanca a rest and focus on Honda. So we get Honda to master, and then it's on to other characters. Finally, guys, it took forever, but we did it. We got him back to
DSP,
fucking
Dimension
master.
Transparent DSP. Yeah, so add their own voice to it. They don't be quiet for multiple times.
Let's play mobile games.
Oh, wait, here's some gin. There's still this
I
back
hate the way
here.
he greases back his
And
hair like a
still
50-year-old
the back
man.
of my
Well,
neck,
he don't do that no
the
more.
back of my mind.
Oh, that's right. He's got the
and-
pickler.
It's
Yeah,
WWE champion.
and I actually do think it was just he wet his hair and it mats out because I don't think he shampoos every day.
Oh, absolutely not. He just runs it back through with the oils that are outside.
Indoctrinated children.
Dude,
Yeah.
you can't even shower. It's disgusting.
And the thing about it though is that the poofier hair actually looks better on him because it hides his bald spot better.
I just care about money. That I just can't help
I can
it.
say from experience that the poofy hair does help when you're staying a little on the top.
But I need your help.
Yeah, it being wet down, you could see the cracks because it's like no. Oh no, you're not supposed to shampoo every day, Tenchi. I know it's like really every other day, but the day between then you should probably do some conditioner or something like that. Kind of help out.
My thing is, like, DSP is so disgusting, he doesn't even shower every day.
I shower twice a day, but that's just me.
Yeah, I shower twice a day. One in the morning, like, before I get ready for work, and after I get home from work. Even when I'm off.
Yeah, because
when I wake up.
Or done cardio, I don't want to like go to bed. You're the same way,
Yeah.
Aaron, right? Because you got to
Oh.
take and watch the work day off.
We got 10 minutes of skip juice. You guys want to watch the pre-stream? You want to watch the game? I'm just talking to Discord folks.
Right now is good, King.
If you do a pre-stream, let's watch it in here so we can talk about it together.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
fine.
at least.
Because I got half the shit muted. I'm trying to watch my computer.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
Yeah, man.
That's good. Well, we got this all set up, so.
I forgot how
Cheapest
to...
ones. Okay, JJ, I'll take a look at that. Because that's the thing about why he needs his wife to get a full-time job so he can get on her benefits and save some money.
Still.
I'm back. I just had to check my microphone. I've been paranoid ever since it started working.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Same.
And it sounds like it's balanced and all that good stuff, so.
All right, there we go.
I'm gonna mute my mic for a little bit. I got some cleaning to do in the house.
Yeah, perhaps you have like one of those omnidirectional deals.
Yeah, I use an omnidirectional cardio. Yeah, basically, but I've got the I have it in a box of foam, so the three sides that'll absorb most of the thing. So I don't get echo. I also have a pop filter in front of it. Like you should have a pop filter with an omnidirectional microphone.
That's a really inexpensive idea to add acoustic.
Yeah, I think I found it on eBay. Someone who made it. It cost about $40, but you know it was not that bad. Basically, if you can do it yourself, just get a metal cage with a cube with two faces open. So and then you have a little hook-on thing, so you can get a little arm, so you can put it through a regular stand, and then you glue on the inside soundproof foam, and you're good.
Oh, that sounds really cool. I'm moving in a couple of months, but part of what I'm saving up for is I'm just getting rid of my old furniture, moving in with new furniture. So I've been yeah, it's been a long time coming. Like I've been living as frugal as one man can because I want to move in style. But yeah, I was thinking about something like that.
On the streams today.
Stationary mic.
You were like getting the lighting today may be a little off. Yesterday, I accidentally hit a bunch of.
Oh, is Ice streaming this also?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Pass. I was gonna ask you a question.
Okay, and what's up?
Since you do YouTube, right? So my channel where I upload my bots to from the Twitch thing.
I think that's a little better, right?
I got a community
What happened was
strike
yesterday,
supposedly for
every day,
sexual
I turned this
content,
on and
which
off.
I checked
Okay.
and I didn't see that sexual content.
Hold on. There's something.
I'm trying to fight it right now.
So this says 3 lighting.
I'm trying to fight it by now, but what will happen?
This one here, it's also got
what,
this one, ready?
What else happens if you get it in
Oh
like
God,
another
terrible.
community
These
strike?
like bright LED lights.
Did you have any kind of
That,
animation on your
terrible.
OBS of like a
Way
scantily
too
clad
awful,
woman
too
or?
white.
Oh,
It's
that-
got this one.
No, it's just,
which is
it's
like
a
blue.
Spider-Man overlay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
You know,
obviously,
some people have, like,
out of
Maestro
all
from
those
KOF
settings, this
shaking
is
her
the
boobs or
natural
something.
light
Yeah.
that you want. This is like natural.
Oh,
Spider-Man overlay.
JG, real? Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
Lighting settings.
Phil's health insurance means he has a 40% co-insurance.
Who would like those?
Oh wow,
Every day I
that's
turn it on and off when I'm done.
that's not good. He went to get the cheapest option, and this is why he doesn't want to go to the doctor. Also, but DM in Discord. Okay, let me take a look.
You know, if it's the right settings. Now that
But
I think this is correct.
do you know what? So my question is, Pat,
Huh.
do you know what happens if I get 2 more community strikes?
Yeah, you're trying to
Yeah, your channel goes away, but there's.
Hope you're enjoying.
I don't know.
Everything that I'm doing.
What were you streaming, Marin? What were you playing? Out of curiosity.
Healthy.
Pixelmon.
Was there any conversation in chat that they would deem spicy, if you will?
We do gameplay.
No.
Day, all day.
Yeah, I noticed.
Today's the day we remix.
Yeah, no, and I noticed.
Because usually
If that was the case, I would have been off the channel before that.
I don't know.
That's a good
over on my
point, then.
sister channel, DSP Reaction. You can find it at
Yeah, that's what I think.
Email clip, and even that didn't get flagged.
once a week. People who are
Yeah, that's
channel
what I'm saying.
members
For
on
me,
that
it's
channel
weird.
nominate
Before it's that thing.
from all over the internet.
I mean, you didn't like switch. Did you like temporarily switch between a game during stream or something like that?
And I see a game
No.
trailer. I see some kind of a
Were you re-streaming
animated
Phil?
music video. I
No.
see someone doing a vlog.
I'm just
I
trying
see
to think of
something to do with
anything they
the
might have looked
canine.
at and said, "Oh,
Just
I can't think of
see what I
anything
mean?
else,
Completely
man.
random. You never
I'll
know
think about
what
it,
you're
though.
gonna see on that show.
I have continued fighting it, but I was just wondering if anyone
Some
knew.
better than others, but
Thank
it's
you.
always randomized.
A couple
This
of mine
week,
that are age flagged,
we
but
had
they're
more
clips of
people
diaper furs
than
getting
ever
trolled, so I kind of expected that to occur.
nominating videos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last week, if you remember, a week ago on Saturday,
Different
What the hell's
categories
it?
of material.
15th anniversary special, and that entire special was run over on the React
Alright,
channel.
I'm gonna leave for a
And
little
during that
bit before
special,
I finish my
Alright.
daily
So
cleaning.
some people
Alright,
gifted
man.
Okay.
memberships
also similar in that
over on
there's
DSP
a
React,
down. I hope
and
it's
because of
okay.
that,
Like
people who got gifted memberships were able to nominate videos this week for the first time. So we actually had, I want to say overall we had more nominations this week than we usually would, but I had to eliminate a lot of nominations this week.
Whoa, you want to try that again, buddy?
Because I think some people either have nominations than we usually would, but I had to eliminate a lot of nominations.
Eliminate?
And I gotta explain
Wow.
what's going on with this.
You really did mushmouth that one.
Rules or just aren't paying attention.
Wow.
I will also reiterate this
I wonder
over
if
on that
Baron got a
channel.
strike. He
But
just
there's
got the
two
general.
rules that a lot of people
This is
seem to be
age
ignoring, so
strike
allow me
where
to
it didn't
explain.
list anything
Rule
in
number
particular,
one.
because that's common.
Yeah.
I cannot watch any video
That's not a technical
that is
strike. That's
flagged
just we have
for
to restrict
mature
this to 18
audiences.
and up.
All right.
Yeah.
Why can't I watch
I mean-
videos on YouTube that are flagged for mature audiences? Because those are for 18 plus viewers. If I do that on my live stream, my live stream will be blocked. Because not everyone watching the live stream is 18
I'll be right
plus.
back. I'm gonna try
You
something.
see?
All right.
So if you
I'll have
watch
to listen on
mature
the server
viewer
side. I'll
videos
listen to the stream side
during a live
in
stream,
order,
your stream
you know.
gets shut off.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do that.
Yeah,
Like,
I go
literally,
from here
I wish
because I
I
can't
could.
stand
I mean, I have no
the
problem
echo
watching.
coming from
Usually those
the
videos have
like
adult
few
language or
seconds
graphic
later,
content
wall.
like violence.
Ah.
I don't mind that, but I can't watch it on a stream. It will actually not be allowed on YouTube. So my apologies, but I keep telling people this. I can't watch anything that's flagged for kids, and I can't watch anything that's flagged for adults. Why can't I watch stuff flagged for kids? The stuff on YouTube that's flagged for kids is permanently disabled for monetization. So if I react to a kid's video, that means my entire video gets demonetized.
Aww.
And
Aw,
things that
poor
are flagged for
baby.
kids have other restrictive criteria. So if I'm watching a video flagged for kids, but then I swear over it, it kind of creates this weird gray area that YouTube has issue with. So I can't do that either. I know that sounds really stupid, but that's what YouTube has created. That's the landscape they created for their own business. I didn't do it, they did. Okay? So basically, yeah, that's the deal. Now, I'm not kidding. As I was reviewing all the videos submitted for this week's React show, there were like a dozen videos flagged for adults, like adults only. I can't watch them. You know? Even if, like I said, I don't think any of them were like, none of them was like sexual content or anything like that. A lot of them
Oh, I'm
were
sure
graphic
Trunks is
language,
probably gonna
graphic
go away
language.
very, very, very.
For that, then I can't watch it. It was actually, if you believe it,
won, right?
Nah, the internet always wins.
Pizza
house
taste
always
test,
wins.
and it was supposed to be one of the funniest.
Oh!
Because he was eating the pizza, and apparently the owner of the pizzeria came outside to argue with him. about the quality of the pizza.
He was gonna do a. It was a one bite. Everybody knows the rules. The Barstool Pizza reviews. They're always good.
There's a lot of bad language. Got flat for adults.
It got flat.
All right, so that's number one.
That's because Prez does cocaine all the time. That's right. Portnoy does nothing but cocaine.
All right, it's just not possible. All right. Number two.
That's the beam, is that he eats all the pizza, he stays thin because he's on cocaine.
The React show that are taken from official television stations, movie channels, or broadcasting networks. So, for example, here's a video straight from the BBC. I can't watch that. Those videos have already been copy protected on YouTube, and the moment you start watching it, within 30 seconds, it gets flagged to your stream gets shut.
Copy protected. See, he hates it even if he can't monetize parts.
Here's one officially from the television show of some person, or here's one officially from this late night show. This
JG, he seems like the most chill dude. Like when people show they recognize me. There you go, shout out.
In the last month or so,
he's cool.
We've got a lot more people who are now channel members over on DSP Reacts, and they don't get that about it. It's growing pains is what it is. People, new people coming on, and they don't know what's going on because they haven't been around all the time. And now they finally have the opportunity to nominate videos. They're excited about it. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying we need to be a little bit more tricky and a little bit more careful about this, because I was actually upset that it was I'm not kidding, a good like 15 videos this week that were nominated. There's no way we can watch them. So I had to eliminate them. In fact, one of them is an ultra submission. And I'm just going to play it for like 5 seconds to explain to everyone
Get scammed.
Why I watch that clip. So that I don't want people to feel upset that, I skipped this person's clip or whatever. Sadly, that's just the case. That's how YouTube works, It's weird because there's some people out there who just have been doing React content for
JG.
amounts of time. I don't know how they do it. Like, there's people who all they do is react to shit. I don't know. Because for me, every week when I do this show, there's problems. I mean, lucky for me, this is only one very small amount of the content that I make on YouTube. And like I told you guys, the way I make money on DSP Reacts is not by the video. Those videos make like no money at all. Seriously. Even last week during my 15th anniversary celebration, when we were reacting to my own gameplay clips, those were getting flagged as, unsuitable for ads and stuff like that. So this content, this React content, does not make money based on people watching. It makes money based on people supporting the channel via things
beg.
All right.
Beg.
If you head over there to DSP Reacts with me after this stream, what'll happen is when this stream goes down, after the podcast is over, there'll be a big pop-up. It'll say, hey, follow us over and come chill with us, and let's have a good time together over on DSP Reacts for the show. Follow on over, and if you like the content,
but Buki is like
stream, because absolutely contributions during that.
I will find death and strangle it.
And please consider becoming a member over there, or maybe gifting some memberships to the community as well. Since we've gotten more members over there, the show's gotten a lot better. Because what happened was, at first there was a big explosion of excitement for that channel when it first launched in February. Then after a month or two, okay, now we kind of get what it is, and then we went way down to like maybe 50 members. But then, in the last couple of months, there's been a lot of excitement to get people gifting memberships, and we're over, like I said, last I checked, we were at 150 members. We very well might have lost some of those this week. But having that many members allows a wider variety of people to nominate videos. The wider variety, the better the show is, you see? So
yeah, but you skip all the videos, so there's no thing.
Stuff better. So please consider it, and I'm excited to see what you guys have in store. The other thing is, it's relaxing for me. Unlike when I have to make progress in a game or whatever. When I'm doing the React show, it's just me sitting here giving you my honest opinions on what we're watching.
AKA sucking. Yeah.
Day, So I enjoy that, and I'm looking forward to that after our podcast ends here today.
All right. This is the bolt of judgment, the fire of purification.
So how did yesterday go on my stream? It went pretty well.
I don't care, Phil.
Second session of Starfield. Because this was a session where we had arrived at the first major hub city, New Atlantis, I decided the entire stream, all I was going to do was search around for side content and do side missions. That was literally 3 hours of my stream yesterday of Starfield. I had a great time, and some of the audience had a great time. But some of the audience already have turned against the game.
Do you want her to do a tactical nuke for good sir?
Did you not see any of the Fallouts? Did you not ever play Elder Scrolls? Like, it actually gets me. It's like, what were you expecting? Did you think that we were going to play this game and it was going to have Doom gameplay? Did you think that there'd be double jumping and rocket launches? Like, what are you talking about? It's a Bethesda RPG. There's going to be an insane amount of narrative. There's going to be an insane amount of exploration, content, dialogue, missions. That's how they're built. So if you went into this game with these expectations of grandeur, like this game was going to
grandeur,
be groundbreaking.
Grandeur.
You went into it expecting things that were never going to be in it. You see what I'm saying?
See, look at it. He's now trying to be like, oh, you see.
I had a great time yesterday. I did 3 hours of side content, meeting all kinds of people.
3 hours of side content. Oh, please give me the 12 gauge. I'll put it in my mouth.
After having done 3 hours of side content yesterday, I do feel like tonight when we play again on my late stream, we should continue with the plot. That way we alternate. It's not always just one thing or the other.
Thing is,
we could go back and forth,
you're my beloved,
you know, doing all this stuff.
You still need to be punished.
And that way it creates more variety rather than just more of the same constantly.
You couldn't even
so I do feel like that makes sense. You know, yesterday we upgraded some weapons. I actually found a rare weapon. Use it today, right? Instead of walking around doing more side content, use some of that stuff today. So we'll see how the story goes tonight. I'm excited.
You are
join me tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. for more Starfield. But just what I expected would happen has already happened. And here's what it is. The premiere stream on Friday, we had tons of viewers. We had tons of excitement. And then people saw what the game was and said, oh, it's a Bethesda game.
Invention
and then yesterday we had half as many views.
Oh, look, he's complaining about viewers.
I knew that was going to happen. Really?
Holy shit.
Already?
I had the feeling
it turned big. Let's fucking go.
And it's still a great game, don't get me wrong. Like, so far, I feel like this is a combination of Fallout.
Yeah, that's on you, Phil. You're not entertaining.
It's in space with dialogue options and side quests of Outer World, but it has RPG elements like Fallout. So it's kind of a hybrid of the two. And if that's what you're looking for,
I'll keep you on my person at all times.
Then you're going to enjoy this gameplay, and you're going to enjoy the stream, you're going to enjoy the playthrough. But if you were going into this looking for anything else, I don't know what, like, why were you? I'm serious. Like, why were people thinking this would be anything else? Everything that we saw up to now from Starfield looked like that, right? So it's weird to me that people are coming by the stream and complaining and saying, you know, oh, it's, you know, it's just a...
Oh, she gonna die.
Did you really think they were going to break the mold and do something completely different? I didn't. I never expected that. And the thing is, I'm a fan of Bethesda games. Every year we do a long-form playthrough of one. We did...
What's love?
In Vegas.
It's What Is Love, sir.
Skyrim,
Do you not know the song? Come on now.
Those, so I don't see the problem. But I think some people were just so... expecting more, which is, I think, is ludicrous. Okay.
Oh no.
Was I expecting that Starfield was going to be a ginormous playthrough? No. Actually, what I thought would happen is that everyone would be interested in the first stream, and after that, we would get a regular audience of, you know, 300-400 viewers who would come by and chill with me, because it really is. I feel it's going to be a chill playthrough.
Now,
I don't think this is going to be a playthrough that's going to be ultra challenging.
Phil, maybe make the game more entertaining. You'll get people.
Yeah, he'll never really understand. It's all about the streamer. Like, well, come on, Phil.
Build your own ship. It could be pretty complex.
Build your own ship as a Star Citizen?
Things like settlement building as well, and managing your followers.
I mean, that's what they sold this game on, was that you could build your ship, steal every single ham sandwich, and put it on your ship.
This game publisher, this game developer. So, I'm down for that. I'm down for playing Starfield over a course of months.
Yeah.
Having, you know, as now it's a daytime stream. Later on this month, likely what will happen is other games will take priority when they come out, and this will become a nighttime stream. And then it'll be like chill nights in Starfield with me, right?
Dude, he is begging.
That's perfectly fine. I actually don't see what the problem is with that.
There's a book vault here. It's a secret book vault that only number 1.
So I certainly hope you'll approach it like that with me as well.
It supposedly contains,
and if not, if it's not your cup of tea, apologies. I'm doing much more than that. You know, I'm not just playing Starfield. Currently, I'm juggling a ton of other games, as we're going to talk about right now.
What ton of other games?
Chrono Trigger. And we are...
You're almost done with that.
At this point, heading into the home stretch of the Chrono Trigger playthrough. I believe at this point we're around... I want to say we were around...
You have Starfield.
Let me double check that. Wow, 18 hours.
Street Fighter 6, yeah. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of games, so he's.
Part of Chrono Trigger where now you can
Which
like,
Armored Core 6 is
monitor
going to
the
be
map
disappointed
all the time
because he's going to get one ending and say that's the end of the game when
and
the
you
game
can
has
find
3
all this
endings.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
Fun stuff, side questing, and each quest usually has a character specific to it to develop their character further. And usually you get some really good gear or rewards by the end of the quest. Like yesterday, we powered up Frog's sword, the Masamune, to become super powered. Okay, so
The Masamune. Okay.
it's great,
Phil?
but I would say probably 2-3 streams more tops of Chrono Trigger. If that, we might even beat it before then.
So one
thanks
stream,
for
Phil.
chilling me in Chrono Trigger. I'm
2 to
excited
3,
for
or maybe earlier. Oh, I mean, in one
again,
stream.
and that should
Okay.
be fun, okay? So that's a great playthrough going on. We've also got more Street Fighter 6 gameplay coming up, and we got Armored Core 6 continuing. So with all of that stuff, if you don't like Starfield, that's fine. I hope that you'll come check out some of my other content. Remember, the middle of the month, we'll be checking out Lies of P, and I'll definitely be playing Mortal Kombat 1. So there's good variety coming this month. You know, if Starfield is a disappointment to you because for some odd reason you were looking for something other than a standard Bethesda RPG, well, there's much more happening. Okay, so I hope that you'll tune into some of my other content. And if, again, Starfield is not your particular
Shinigami, you are
forte of
useless.
game, all right? All right, so
Of course she is. Her only role is to show
now
off
that
her
we talked
titties.
about that,
That's
let's
true.
jump into the
That's
schedule
about
for
it.
the rest of the
Hey,
week.
she is
Update on
perfect
health.
in that.
And we got
I don't
one
care
more
about your
we're gonna
health.
talk about today,
I know.
And then we'll probably head into.
I know, you got
shout-outs.
Booba, that little short skirt. Oh,
Okay.
very pretty.
So, schedule for the week. Today, it is DSP versus the Internet, my weekly react show over on DSP Reacts, and I certainly hope you will support that channel because that's how I make my living.
Beg, beg, beg.
Streams.
Oh my god. Oh, wow, keep begging.
Tonight it is more Starfield.
Keep begging,
You
Phil.
are a beggar
We're gonna
today.
go back and continue with the
Oh, yeah,
story
Phil.
starting at 6:45.
Piggy, piggy, beg.
That we will get some advancement in that regard and maybe make some decisions on what we want to do.
In that regarded? Uh-oh.
Tomorrow, Monday, it will be Armored Core 6 returning on the first stream. Last stream, we hit the first skill check of the playthrough, Baltius. And after conquering him, we moved on. We actually beat another tough stage. I have some pretty cool, unique builds now. I have the, like, dual miniguns build going on, which is quite fun, by the way. I had dual miniguns, and someone had actually recommended a different kind of missile. I was like, all right, I'll give that a shot. So I'm enjoying the game a lot. I think a lot of people were expecting me to play.
Yeah, GG.
Armored
Yeah,
Core 6
that's
and
gonna
fail
be a
and rage
problem.
and hate it, and it's the opposite. I'm actually really enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to that as a major stream tomorrow. Tomorrow night will be the continuation of Street Fighter 6. Honda at the 5-star diamond level, trying to get him to master. All right. If I have a really good night tomorrow night, there's a chance I will hit master level with Honda. However, judging by the progress I've been making with Honda,
Spicy
it's much
videos.
tougher than the progress I've been making with Blanca, because I don't feel Honda is nearly as good of a character as Blanca. He's more limited. He's harder to catch people with any kind of meaningful damage, and he gets locked
Meaningful.
down a lot
Oh my
by the
god,
top
meaningful.
tiers. I feel like it's going to be slower going. So I'll do my best, but I don't think we're actually going to hit master with Honda tomorrow night.
Ice gonna crying downstairs.
Then on
Jesus.
Tuesday, all right, Starfield will become the daytime stream again, and then Tuesday
Oh,
night will be
God.
Chrono Trigger as we probably start finishing up the side content and start to head into the end game of the game. And then Wednesday's up in the air. It's my final consecutive streaming day of the week, and I am open to having Wednesday be whatever you want. We could either do Armored Core 6, we could do Starfield on the daytime stream. Whatever you guys feel like. Now,
Whatever you'll give me
depending on
more
how
money
we do
for.
tomorrow night may determine, hey, do I want to play with Honda again on Wednesday? Are we this close to hitting Master? Should we try to push and hit Master on him, right? Maybe we should. Or maybe you guys will be tired out. Maybe you'll be pooped and be like, you know what? I don't feel like I want to see any more Street Fighter this week. We want something different. Maybe we want more chill Chrono Trigger. Maybe you want the day to be Starfield.
All day Starfield. See how that happens. Yeah, that's
I'm leaving
oh
Wednesday
boy,
open.
that's
We got a few days to figure out what you guys want to see on Wednesday.
Wait,
so let's
you-
talk about it over the next several days. And like I said, tomorrow, how we do may very well to help determine what we're going to do on Wednesday. Okay?
Say,
Next week, daytime streams will be a balance between Starfield and Armored Core. Night streams will be a balance between Street Fighter
This is a cool looking
and Chrono
hotel
Trigger
room.
till we beat it. But Chrono Trigger will be beaten soon. So once Chrono Trigger is completed, what do we want to do next? And this is an important question. All right?
I
could
want
focus
you
more on
to
playing,
get a job.
Therefore, make more progress in Armored Core and Starfield.
Or you could get a
every day
job.
would be a combination. Where it'd either be like Starfield and Street Fighter.
Oh, shit.
Armored Core,
Oh, shit.
Armored Core and Street Fighter, and
It's
we
the
all have
ugly,
games. Or we could start something new.
I thought it was going to be the old lady, the creepy old lady from The Shining.
But I am nervous coming off of a Chrono Trigger playthrough. If you want to see me essentially play a modernized game that also plays like Chrono Trigger, you see? I don't know if that's what you guys would want or not. Outside of that, though, I'm a little apprehensive about starting anything too lengthy or meaningful because, like I said, around the middle of the month, we've got Lies of P and Mortal Kombat 1 coming up. So I am nervous that if I jump the gun,
S-rank! S-rank that
limbo, we're never going to finish, right?
I'll take an S-rank. That's cool.
So let's talk about that. As we are approaching the end of Chrono Trigger, we need to come to this determination of what comes next before the next playthrough that I do in the middle of the month. So I think we should start that discussion. I'm curious what your feedback is on that. And if you say Baldur's Gate 3, I'm going to be very upset with you because obviously there's not enough time to play that. Okay. All right, so outside of that, what else is going on? Not a heck of a lot. You know, this is an exciting one because there's new stuff coming. Starfield was kind of the beginning of that going on. And obviously
that Blooper thing was actually from Phil.
But, you know, right now, I feel like, well, Armored Core is for a certain audience, but not for everyone. And Starfield is for a certain Bethesda audience, but not for everyone. Right? I don't think like we've hit our stride with big new releases.
Hit our stride?
It's the beginning of the fall gaming season.
The fuck are you talking about, Phil? You think you're just gonna...
It definitely looks like...
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic. I'm gonna stretch all over there to get to become successful.
Gaming overload of so many new releases that I'm gonna have to even just pick and choose between everything that I'm doing to really determine what games we're gonna be playing. Because there's no way I can even play all those games in October. There's just far too many.
Aww.
So in October will be wild, all right? I've also been thinking about this month and if we should do any kind of a special event, okay?
Falcon, I don't think so.
Every month this year I did a special event, whether it was a long-form react to documentaries about Pro Jared or the Second Wings of Redemption documentary. We actually did a long-form react to the Internet Historian earlier this year, if you remember. And then we had specialty events, such as my Super Bowl event back in February. We had the Street Fighter event called the Fight and Feast. Then we had the Digital Summer Party. And then just recently, of course, we had the Machinima event.
Going through all of the fucking marathon.
So we had a lot of special react style.
And that's why, you don't get any money for them.
I guess the question is, September, should we do one or not? And we've been talking about this. And, you know, for me, probably the two things I would want to do, one would be some kind of a special throwback retro event, because I haven't done anything like that in a very long time. Possibly playing a classic game like Super Mario Bros. 3, or maybe a marathon of like the classic Mega Mans, all in one setting as a marathon. I think that would be pretty fun and neat.
No, Phil, because
something different to do.
I'm probably not gonna be able to do.
We could do a long-form react event. Now,
yeah.
That'd be up to you.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, he worried. Oh, yeah, he. The thing is that. Yeah, those special events aren't special anymore, so they're all dried up.
But I guess what we should do.
Monthly marathons.
Now we're in the first week of September. This is the week we should talk about it and determine what do we want to do. And it seems like a lot of people in the chat right now, because I am reading the chat as I talk, seem to be of the impression that we should just not do one this month. This month we should just lay back and kind of relax a little bit.
You befriends them? Shit, is this a Skull Kid from Majora's Mask?
Alright.
They got a different mask.
So, in October, what I like to do is once a week, I like to review a horror movie. Yes. Over on DSP React. So once a week, a horror movie kind of deal.
Horror.
And I kind of have an idea, I think, of what I want to watch, but I'm not sure yet. I need to kind of solidify that idea before I lock it in. So maybe once a week, review a horror movie, and then we have our big Halloween marathon at the end of the month. And you might say, well, what is the Halloween marathon? Well, we do this every year.
Okay, Shinigami's like, yeah, you're doing Avon shit.
Now, some years people have picked more horror-themed games, and other years it's not. It really depends. This year, particularly, if you're not aware, there's 2 horror-themed video games coming out.
2! I'm gonna shove my thing right in the camera. 2!
And there's Alan Wake 2, and they both come out the week of Halloween.
Oh, wow.
So, it stands to reason
ain't that something
that perhaps we could play a little bit of each of those games for like an hour or so during that marathon, but we could also play a bunch of games that you guys nominate. And the question is, what games would you guys like to see me play during the Halloween event? And what we do this every single year. We have people nominate. So the members of the channel, we get to nominate in one thread, and then the standard viewers get to nominate in another thread. And so the members will like
The members and the
a couple
plebs.
games, and then the standard viewers will pick a game or two.
My
You
name
see?
is Makoto
So
Kakatsuchi.
that's
Nice to meet
probably
you.
what we'll do this year. That way it incentivizes being a member, gives members a little bit more priority and a little bit more power over the course of this event in October. So, we can do that in October. November, of course, we're going to do what we did last year. It's going to be the return of the
Ramen, that's gonna.
Apocalypse.
Oh no.
Apocalypse 2.0. This time around, we'll be reviewing, I'm sure, way more kinds of ads.
Oh no,
Last year,
no,
we
no,
had so
no,
many
no.
advertisements that people nominated, and it ended up being one of the most fun events I've ever done. Just sitting around reacting to retro ads was super fun. There's so many out there.
It was
to watch.
very illuminating to how
I
you
cannot
had
wait
all the toys.
to celebrate, you know, Black Friday / Thanksgiving here in the United States. So that's going to be special. And then, of course, we always do a Christmas event as well. The Christmas event has tons of stuff that annually happens, including usually it's the beginning of a new Bethesda playthrough, a throwback one that is.
No, no, don't you dare. Don't you dare threaten to have both Starfield and an old Bethesda fucking thing. You can't have two of them. Get one of them. Fucking hell. Try to have two Bethesda RPGs in your rotation. Jesus fucking Christ.
He's gonna become a Street Fighter Bethesda streamer.
Hey, he is gonna be
Variety streamer.
dude, he's gonna, if he does that, then all his night streams are gonna be locked for like the year. He's gonna play like 10 games total if he does that.
Oh, this.
Well, that's pretty much what like he's playing right now anyway.
I know.
So, we have events scheduled for the rest of the year. If we skip September, I don't think it would be the end of the world. And that would give me more time to focus in on Armored Core, Starfield, Lies of P, Mortal Kombat 1 in particular. Of course, the end of the month, there's also the expansion character Aki in Street Fighter 6. So, those are my main focuses this month. And, you know, again, I will take in your feedback over the course of the next week or so. Right now, it seems to me like the people in chat are saying, just skip it, don't do an event this month. If that's the case, that's fine. That does mean that there is going to be a lack of content over on DSP React. Because typically it's, you know, React
Oh
content.
wow, he is just
Marathon event.
the marathons are just for his React content. Jesus Christ, Phil, no one gives a goddamn fuck.
I'll have to see if I'm in the mood for like if anything, if I review anything this month, it might be the Flash movie. That's about it. Like I'm not really planning on doing anything else particularly this month. Nothing stands out to me that's going on to do review-wise or anything. And this is we're not doing any kind of special React stuff. You know that would have to last us the whole month. So, all right, we'll see. I'll continue taking your feedback. If you're watching this on demand, please give me your feedback. I want to know what you want this month. Should we do a special event or not? Should we skip it? Should this be the month that we just do a big skip? You know, let me know your thoughts. Okay.
I think you should just maybe go get therapy for your addiction.
Excuse me, where are we right now?
That's what's going on right now around here. All right. Now, update on my health. There is some good news. My neck is almost better.
Almost better.
I'm really not feeling too much lingering sharp pain anymore. If I move my neck a certain way, then I get some tenseness and some pain and uncomfortable nerve feeling in my shoulder. But
And yet,
after having
you
kind of
don't
slept
go to the
well
doctor.
The last 2-3 nights, it is getting better every day. Like progressively, every day I wake up, I'm like, oh, I feel a little better. I feel a little better.
This basically is. I'm just gonna say he got very stiff one night because he just slept on it wrong, and it took a while for it to unstiffen because he doesn't exercise and stretch anything.
This probably means that within the next couple of days, I'll be all right. So what it was a bad nerve pinch. This has happened to me before. This was not nearly as bad as the worst one I've ever had, where I had numbness in my thumb for like 3 months.
Why am I here?
But you know, it's scary when it happens, and it hurts. Like right now, it hurts. If I move my neck in a certain way, I feel it right here shooting in my shoulder, and it sucks. But
I don't buy it, Phil, because guess what?
Shitty genetics, right? I got problems with my lower back in my 20s. Now I'm in my 40s. I'm gonna have problems with my neck, I guess. I'm gonna keep having problems for the rest of my life. What can I do?
Are you going to try to treat any of those?
Obviously, I don't like
Go to surgery or anything like that?
So that's a good thing. That
He's just gonna let himself just fall apart.
You're here from the lowest part of town.
All right, so that's that. Now,
how does it feel
before we get to shout outs and open discussion about stuff, what I would like to say is thank you in advance to those who support my content. As you guys know, 15 years I've been a YouTuber, and at no point
Oh, ramen, yeah, that would be.
did I ever decide to sell out. I never became someone who was all about paid advertisements, shilling product, trying to make money selling you junk. I was never
You
about
did that though. You sold them junk. You sold them junk on your goddamn fucking Teespring page. Hell, the fact is that that red chair you got in the office is only there because that was a free chair you're gonna get from a chair sponsorship. Phil, hell, we were talking a little earlier about Mario and Sonic. The fact is that was a free game, and you know, Phil, you do all that stuff. You're pissed because the fact is companies don't want anything to do with you, so you have to beg for your dollars for you know, from fucking Derek and shit.
I mean, yeah, did I have merch? Because you wanted it, and I made $1 per sale. I never cared about that stuff. It was never.
Oh, I just made $1 per sale. Like, only care about the money, Phil. It wasn't. Oh, you know, we had to do this. It was really difficult, but you know, it was. I make a lot of money for it. Yeah. Just, again, show that that's all you care about.
Never about me being an influencer. It's about me putting out meaningful content for you that's honest and truthful and transparent, and us having a good time together. And it's always been my philosophy that if I'm putting out great content for you and you're enjoying it for free, that there will be people who will support that content to keep it going. Whether that's simply liking my streams and videos, leaving comments, engagement, spreading the word about
give
my
me money,
content,
give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Find out about me primarily because outside of that, it's all slander on the internet about me. But there's other ways that you can go above and beyond. Today, you can do a super chat or a super sticker. You can become a member or gift a membership to the channel to help out the community at large. Or you could do a tip. A tip is a great way to contribute that goes to PayPal, and it cuts out the middleman. There's no real tons of processing fees or anything for those PayPal contributions. I get them right away. They help me buy games and stuff. So whatever, it's all good.
You don't buy games.
Today's great.
You don't buy
Particularly with
games.
this React stream, it's very important to get that support because I don't make ad revenue on the videos I do for the React channel. So if you like what you see today, please support in some way. And by the way, whatever you contribute during this podcast carries over to the React show, even though technically I'm switching channels.
Yeah, this. Oh wow, this is fucking wild. Ooh.
And carry over. So if we raise $20, $30 on today's podcast, that'll carry over, and if we hit another 20 on the React show.
Yeah, JG. Yeah, you're right.
Reset the
What him pushing YouTube means? Yeah, that side's down, and that's his check. Yeah.
None of this would have ever
Jinx is on Halloween. Can we watch some Rob Gavigan? Perhaps we will. Maybe that will be something we'll do as part of the Halloween marathon. That we'll maybe watch like an hour of Rob Gavigan and we'll react to him. We'll do a little bit of the horror games that are out. We'll do some classic horror games that people nominate. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a good variety of stuff we can do on a Halloween event. Yeah. Cool. All right, so
the nocturnal detective
that's that. Let's now talk about one news story. There's one news story today I wanted to cover. However, I think I forgot to change
the news.
I did. So hold on one second.
I'm
upset with myself.
That's gone.
Good.
I don't know what to do.
He's a professional, folks.
Hey, you're lucky to be alive compared to the
there we go.
detectives.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DSPN or DSP News. We have one news story for today.
That green looks awful.
Today, ladies and gentlemen,
who Terry Davis is?
The 20th
Terry Davis?
anniversary
of
the release
created an OS to talk to God called Temple OS.
I've heard of Temple OS.
Still holding high regard.
I am actually running it on a virtual machine right now.
It's the game that brought cinematic.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the hell of it.
Before this game,
it's pretty cool
really
looking.
games were more about heavy gameplay and not about cinematic story elements.
Like I said,
this
Gap
game
Weekend, just do
completely
something
changed
random.
that, flipped it on its head.
We have lots of
Cinematography
visitors
combined
today. You
with
might
epic
want to
gameplay
hide for
elements.
now, Yuma.
Full voice acting.
Hide?
Rare
Why?
game at the time to have that. Okay? And it wasn't full motion video with it like a fucking shitty Sega CD game. It was actually a game that had great gameplay elements plus full voice acting. Okay?
Ooh, Phil.
And it is a game that began an epic franchise that to this day is applauded and lauded as one of the best ever. Today is the 25th anniversary of Elmo's Alphabet Adventures, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much, Elmo. Elmo.
Go fuck yourself, Phil.
Every time. No, I'm
How's the game going? SCB's going good.
Of Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1.
He thought that was funny.
When he released the game, it was definitely a different gaming climate and a different world back then.
You didn't like Kojima, Phil. You don't like
I remember when that
Kojima.
game came out, and I was playing it, and I was
You
like, I have
hated
no idea
that.
what I'm playing. You would play the game for like 10
I don't.
minutes,
What am I
and
supposed to
like,
do, guys? I don't know how to put. I don't know how to style thing.
I was like, what is this? It's like nothing I've ever played before. It's so weird. There's so much voice acting. That was the other thing too. Like there was so much voice acting.
Oh my goodness, Phil.
Wow. It really was groundbreaking. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I hated the game. I did. I bought it.
Yeah, well, we saw that this is how you don't play.
About it, and I bought it. And I hated it. I was like, I don't really like this. I don't like stealth. That's the thing. I wasn't a stealth guy. I didn't like stealth video games. But I didn't know it back then because they weren't prominent. Metal Gear Solid 1 brought that stealth style element gameplay to the forefront, and I just did not enjoy the game because I didn't like stealth. Years later, of course, as a YouTuber, I played Metal Gear Solid 1, and I sucked at it, and I hated it, and I still was terrible at stealth, right? But over the years, I've grown more of an appreciation.
Is he gonna have a flesh cube?
Metal Gear franchise was Metal Gear Solid in particular. Playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 HD edition multiple times, Metal Gear Solid 4, and of course Metal Gear Solid 5 when it came out as a new release, I actually really enjoyed. I thought it was one of my favorite games of the year. I was sad that the game felt completely unfinished because it really was. You know, Konami essentially fired Kojima and his team through the project. They weren't done with it, and they said, too bad, time's up, and they forced them to kind of rush out a project that wasn't done. And that was a shame, because I've even said to this day that Metal Gear Solid 5 could have been one of the best video games of all time if they just finished the way, but they weren't allowed to.
But I can't tell.
Oh, okay, hold on.
With all that being said, the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Let me double check. Sorry.
And in fact, Kojima-san had some words to say about it on social media this morning.
I can't get any sound from the shared side, I don't believe.
I was having issues with that.
No, this is actually straight from
I was having issues with that. I don't get that. Is that what? I don't know.
Keep the browser behind
Metal Gear Solid 1 was a major turning point
to behave.
Not only was it the first major PlayStation
game yeah, it could be.
But it was also a major change in terms of production. Although I had previously planned, written, and designed and directed the game, my superiors had been responsible for the production. I had no authority to make decisions on platforms, budgets, promotions, hiring of staff, participation of creators, and so on. When is it effective to sell? How would it be enough to turn a profit? How would we sell? We were not even told how to sell the product. If you have a black box, you can't really sell flexible.
All right.
Interesting way to put it. For Snatcher, now for those who don't know, Snatcher was one of his older games.
Snatcher's awesome.
Very rare game. Almost no one ever played it because it didn't get big production. And right now you can get it for like it's really expensive to find a copy.
Wow, it's really expensive. It's a great fucking game.
So
where
Snatcher,
it's a fucking Blade Runner ripoff.
User's identity as a Snatcher before the release of the product. We were not allowed to choose our
their
staff
face melts
or
off and they shoot lasers out of their mouths.
And we were not allowed to collaborate with outside creators. So in 1996, when they established a production subsidiary in Ibisu, I participated in the management of the company. Metal Gear Solid 1 was the first work that I ended up producing on my own. To reduce the monthly electricity bill, I asked the company to stop working at night. I also launched a drama series in parallel in order to turn a profit as soon as
he had that as like the first time he was begging for those.
For that fiscal year. Wow.
So
he was given control of the boat per se. And to make this game viable, he had to do all this other stuff he didn't want to do. He had to make a drama series that was completely unrelated. He had to make Bomani games. That's pretty funny, actually. I never even knew that. But you hear what he just said? When his game Snatcher came out, for those who don't know, Snatcher was supposed to be like a detective noir story set in the future. Very similar to Blade Runner. Where in Blade Runner, if you don't know...
Similar! They literally used the fucking...
Right?
backdrop of fucking Blade Runner.
Because he didn't have control over Snatcher, the entire plot of the game was spoiled in advertisement. Morons were putting ads out saying, oh, this character is a fucking Snatcher. So what was the point of playing the game? You already know the plot twist because the advertisement spoiled it, right? So what he's saying is, for the first time ever, he was in control of the entire game, but it was an incredible amount of pressure and risk because...
Oh yeah, Robin, I'm sure his CPM is just...
Right? We gotta make Bomani games here, right? I mean, think about it. Back then, there wasn't even major Bomani. It wasn't like you could buy Guitar Hero at home. So, you know, what games was this? Who even knows, right? But, pretty interesting to hear from him on that, on this 25th anniversary. So, to Kojima-san, thank you for a 25-year history of awesome Metal Gear Solid games.
You don't even...
Sorry that there won't be any more. I guess, what can you do? That's life, right? But, onward and upward, and I hope that...
I mean, he hates Kojima. So why is he doing this? I don't get that.
So... Well, we'll see. We'll see what our sequel to Death Stranding, not a sequel to Death Stranding 2.
Because he wants to seem like a Kojima fan now.
So, there you go.
Yeah, you can't even be consistent about not liking Kojima.
This one is just so ridiculous. I feel like I should just tell you this because you're probably gonna laugh. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen,
I love this
Toy Story 5 is fully in production, which makes no sense because everything's on strike, but yet somehow it's in production. And the rumor has it. Get this.
You do know that the animation voices might not be part of SAG-AFTRA.
The original Toy Story movie from the 1990s will be returning as an adult, and his family, including his children, will be an integral part of the plot of Toy Story 5.
Okay. So...
Toy Story 5. Alright, how many people have actually seen the Toy Story movies? Raise your hands. I've seen every.
And he's gonna say why he didn't do the why did you I can't see your hands joke.
At the time, even though today the animation doesn't hold up, at the time it was groundbreaking what it did. The plot is insanely cool. It's just a really original, creative movie. It thought outside the box. It actually laid the groundwork for what I feel were all the other future CGI movies, right? It really did.
Oh,
that was the one that got the ball rolling and got a lot of confidence in CGI can work. Okay.
Yeah, because it was the first one fully CGI.
Toy Story 2, pretty good. I didn't personally like it as much as the first, but after having seen it multiple times after, I do think it's grown on me more. I like that they add more characters into the world that makes sense, that fit into the lore of the game, the lore of the movie and everything. Still a great movie to this day. Toy Story 3. For me, this one's kind of a mixed bag. There's some things I like about Toy Story 3 and some things I don't like about Toy Story 3. But if Toy Story 3 was
a lot of people like Toy Story 3
for, you know, the toys, then it's not a bad movie at all. It explains how life can go on for these toys when you're not necessarily owned by a kid anymore, or when you've been forgotten or you're an outdated toy. You can still have some kind of use. And it was actually kind of heartwarming because, let's be honest here, a lot of toys, after their time period, don't get used ever again. Or, as we saw in Toy Story 2, become collector's items for people who just put them into boxes for forever, and they never actually get used ever again, right? So when you're watching Toy Story 3 and you see, oh, now the toys actually can go to like one of these orphanages or a playroom for like kids at a school.
Orphanages.
That's neat, right? That was kind of
well, send them to the local orphanage
for the whole franchise, and I felt that Toy Story 3 did a great job of that. And then they decided they were gonna make a Toy Story 4, all right? And I saw it, and listen, I don't dislike it. Okay, I don't. I actually think that it has some interesting plot elements and some neat things.
Oh, he's fence-sitting
essentially now
Toy Story 4.
The realm of like what you really care about. You know what I mean? Like, do I care that Bo Peep, one of the toys from the previous movies, went off to start her own settlement of toys in the forest or whatever, and they're living out there, and then there's another boutique of toys, and the toys are like, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? I thought the whole point of Toy Story is that toys actually are alive, and it's following their lives, entertaining children, and you know, trying to keep under wraps that they are alive. That was supposed to be the point. When you get to the point where it's like, oh, now the toys aren't even with kids anymore, and they're going out and they're doing their own thing, and they're at a toy store, they're at a carnival, and they're doing all this
oh my
shit.
god,
What the hell is that?
They hold much more power than that.
No, like, you gotta understand that by the time Toy Story 3 came out, most people who were kids when the original Toy Story came out would have been in college. It was literally them. It's like, it's about, you know, things in these cycle of life. It's like, oh my, and he's just like, well, shouldn't there be about the toys and all the adventures? And it's just like, what the fuck, Phil? Show you don't know anything about film at all.
Lost the spirit of what the movies were supposed to be.
Oh my god.
Now, if you like the characters, you probably like Toy Story 4 because of the development and everything that happens. There is a lot of character development stuff in that movie, but at the same time, it's like, dude, we've lost the way of what the whole point. The charm of Toy Story 1 is completely lost in Toy Story 4 because it's not even the same plot anymore. You see, the characters have gone off in their own ways and their own lives in such directions that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even affect the core plot line anymore.
Phil, are you Phil? Okay, I might be a little too high for this, but Phil, are you arguing against character progression in movies? Because I think you are.
Completely lost in Toy Story 4.
Hold
it's
on.
not even the same plot anymore. You see, the characters have gone off in their own ways and their own lives in such directions that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even affect the core plot line anymore.
Yeah. Because the characters evolved, they went in their own ways, and it's not exactly like Toy Story 1, which I like. Holy shit. Sunful, I do not know how this is fucking gaming news. I have no fucking clue.
Taking advantage of the corporation's supply routes, the peacekeepers began trading with the military industry.
So, and then of course, do we even have to mention Lightyear? The fact that they tried to do a spin-off movie pretending that one of the toys was a real spaceman. I mean, what a dumb thing that lost them insane amounts of money because
It's supposed to be like the movie of the origin of Buzz Lightyear. The IP that the toy is based off of, Phil. Oh my god.
Morons, right? So now when you
as if Phil has. Oh yeah, Phil, you think you're a fucking wizard on all this shit.
What a dumb thing that lost them insane amounts of money because they're just morons, right?
Did it lose them money though, Phil? Phil, I am going to need to see some goddamn proof on that shit. Because I'm gonna need to see some numbers. Gotta calculate the numbers, see if they actually lost money. Because it might be that they got money off that one. Who knows? And if they did, then Phil, you don't know what you're talking about.
So now when you tell me, Toy Story 5, the toys are going back to Andy, the original owner, and his family. It's like, well, technically, shouldn't have just been what it fucking was going to be anyway. Like, shouldn't it have been like, so he was a toy for Andy, or they were all toys for Andy, right? And then eventually, maybe you could even have the collector's plotline in Toy Story 2. But then eventually, what should have happened was maybe, you know, they got put into storage or whatever, and then all of a sudden they get taken out, and now they're toys for the kids, right? When they're kids, and they get played with the new generation. That could have been the ending.
Wow, like completely missing the whole point of the whole thing in Toy Story 3, the fact of, hey, you know, when we grow up, sometimes we gotta leave our childhood things behind. Like, oh my god, this guy's...
You know, you're 2 generations of Andy's family that they were entertaining for a
while, oh my goodness.
Why did it take us 5 movies to get there? Why did we need... If 3 was going to be the ending, that's fine. But why even make 3 if that was just going to be a fake out for them to make more movies later anyway and undo the nice ending that they created? Because really,
Phil, I don't think that they really know. The fact is that they decide to do it every once in a while. I think that Toy Story 3 was designed to be an ending. However, they then just wanted more, and it's Walt Disney. This is what it is. Buzz Lightyear existed before Toy Story, I think. I don't think that was that Frosty Beast, but I don't know.
You guys, when I watched the end of Toy Story 2 when it was a new movie, I cried. I was like, dude, that was amazing. That was an amazing way to end that plot.
Okay, Toy Story 2 was what? Was that 98 or 97? I have to look this up. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Okay. $1999? He cried in the movie theater for that? He'd have been 17 years old. Phil!
You know, I've cried over fucking toys that don't exist. I'm a little sissy, all right? But I loved it. I thought the ending was good. Like, this is meaningful. It makes you feel...
Like, you shouldn't be crying in it, okay? If it's a particularly moving scene and you got a tear or two, I understand that, but crying? Yeah, no.
Good about watching this franchise and having some investment in it. And then they made 4 and they erased all those good feelings. Really. Like, it was like, what it was all for naught. It was all a waste of your time, right? And now they're making Toy Story 5 and it's like, why not just kick me in the nuts repeatedly? As hard as you can. Over and over.
That would actually be very... Hey, can someone get some steel-toe boots?
To this day, they will never stop. Even after they've gained control.
So that's the situation the city is enduring.
That's in the news today. All right. I guess it's time for some
wow, that
now.
was...
Okay. We start off today on the YouTube side of things. We have the Danimal, who became a member for 23 months and continuing. Thank you so much, the Danimal, for almost 2 years of ongoing support here on DSP Gaming. He says, "What's up, Phil? How did you like the Starfield so far?" Well, it's like I've said. Starfield so far for me is like a combination of Fallout.
We're now just gonna...
That's really the best way I can describe it. And there's nothing wrong.
And just wasting time.
People are looking for them to again reinvent the wheel or make giant, groundbreaking strides, and they haven't done that. But I'm enjoying what I'm playing. I'm getting lost in the world. I'm enjoying the side content, the immersion, and everything that we're finding in this first major city. I'm excited for tonight, where we're gonna actually advance the plot a bit. So overall, I'm having a good time with the game. I really am. I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping that it stays at the level that it is, and it continues to be fun and exciting. However,
what do you mean by that?
That being said,
that being said, love that podcast.
I'm wondering if the entire game is the same. Meaning, if you do a ton of content in one major city, right? You do some story. Well, you then get to another world, another major city, and then there's more of it. And then you get to another world, another major city, and there's more of it. Is that what it is? Is that the whole game? Or will there be a lot of other stuff? Will there be stuff such as big segments of combat? Because you remember Fallout had that. Fallout had like giant segments where you had very challenging combat in the life.
I mean, Phil, you could look that up. I mean, why are you... Oh my god.
We went to the first research base, which was some combat, but not a ton. And then all of a sudden, we got thrown into this insanely huge city that seems like you could get lost there for ages. So, I guess we'll see.
But what about
you know, what's coming. But for me, I am enjoying it so far. I am liking the game. Because, again, I didn't go into it with these, I feel like, unreasonable expectations. I kind of knew what Bethesda was doing, what they were capable of. So I'm liking it. Okay, so that's my opinion on it so far, but I'm only 6 hours in. So. Okay, and shout out to Jake. Jake is our first super chatter of the day. Let's get him up on the leaderboard. Thank you, Jake. All capitals, by the way. Okay.
Hold it right there, Master. You're gonna agree just like that.
Oh, big yawn. I don't know why.
Phil, go fuck yourself.
All right.
Why? Why did you do that in the microphone, Phil?
All right, let's see. It's a $1 tip, and it is from Slayer.
Oh my
so
God, why would you do
Let's see
that?
what Slayer has to say this morning.
But he's asking for my help as a detective. I have to respond.
I...
Okay.
You should big ol' yawn right in the microphone. Jesus fucking Christ. So this is why no one wants to watch any of your shit.
I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I enjoy watching your playthrough of Starfield so far, compared to me playing it, you seem to have skimmed through a lot of side missions you can do. You're not talking to all the named NPCs. You're skipping some dialogue options. You're not exploring the city as much as you can. You haven't gone to all the different businesses. You should also try to familiarize locations.
Don't say this. This is just a troll thing.
Each different
Even if it is a fan who's trying to help.
Follow. It's interesting, so I hope you can focus more on side missions as well.
Oh, he is not going to take this at all.
I might check in on your playthrough later when I get further into the game. For now, I'm still exploring different planets in the system before I continue with the story. The game will be my focus for months to come. Anyway, hopefully you can implement the advice I recommend and take your time through side quests. Hold on, scroll up the screen. Oh, that's it. Take your time through side quests. Okay. So here's the thing. Alright? I feel like this is the kind of game, alright, where I'm gonna have to say this all the time. And it's fine. I don't take offense, and I take in all valid, constructive suggestions and criticism, okay? But here's
No,
what
you
you gotta
don't.
understand, okay? Starfield in particular is exactly the kind of game that 10 people will play it, and 10 people will get 10 completely different experiences out of it. Because you might have someone who's more apt to combat, so they're going to try to find all the combat missions and just do those right away. You might have someone who really likes narrative, so all they're going to be doing is searching through every single piece of information and reading every log fully and getting every
See, he's like, but you see, other people do it different, so I should be exempt from doing it my way.
Before they progress on. There's some people who are only in it for the story, and once the main story is done, then they'll go and they'll take their time to go explore the rest of the universe. Alright? Everyone's different, okay? And that's the beauty of a game like Starfield, is that it really can be played in completely different ways. Alright? My first session of Starfield, 2.5 hours was intro. Alright? We got to New Atlantis. I did some exploration, and then I immediately wanted to go to Constellation, because that's where the story was going to advance, because I knew that that would probably unlock things for us, which, by the way, it did, so I was correct in my assumption. That's kind of how Bethesda operates, is you got to at least get to a certain level of the story in order to make enough progress to unlock a lot of stuff, okay? So I did that, and then immediately what I did yesterday when we were doing our second session, I said,
I don't care about fucking Starfield.
You know, hub city so far is huge, right? Let's explore. And we spent 3 hours, an entire major stream, just exploring. We went to the well, we went to the commercial district, we went to the residential district, right? We were checking out the hub stations and all of that. We were talking with all the people we ran into. We did a significant amount of side content, right? I probably would say 5, 6 major side missions. We leveled up my speech, we leveled up my lockpicking. We found a rare weapon hidden in a secret room, which was really neat. We did a lot of stuff that would all be considered the free roam side content of the game, right? And that's well and good. But you have to understand that my experience with this game is going to be very different from others. Why? Because I'm a live streamer, I'm interactive with my audience, and I have to entertain an audience. It's not just me sitting here playing the game for myself. I have to find ways to create variety and advancement and interesting things happening. So that
but you don't do any of that, Phil.
Too overwhelmed with one style.
I mean, you just kind of don't do anything.
I played 3+ hours of the side content of Starfield yesterday. I had a blast. I could easily sit here and do another 3 streams of it. I know I could. But what would end up happening is you'd see no combat whatsoever, no upgrades of the ship, nothing, just me wandering the station talking with people for 3 hours at a time for another 3 streams. People would definitely say that they're bored. They'd be like, this is too boring. All you're gonna do is talk to people constantly. Where's the game? Where's the gameplay elements, right? So, what I do
where's the gameplay, Phil?
Give you variety. So tonight, on a 2-hour late night
stream,
I don't have I'm gonna focus on the story. I want to see what happens with the story. We haven't really even done anything with the story besides brought this artifact to Constellation, and that's it, right? So, tonight, let's see what happens. Will we leave New Atlantis?
Yeah, in Elden Ring, when people told him it was boring for a streaming audience, yeah.
Because I'll be honest, yesterday it was almost done. It got kind of boring in some parts because there's nothing really going on action-wise, all right? As much as I love the narrative, and
see, that's the problem. He can't do anything on that.
The world is nice. at some point, like, okay, let's get some variety. I don't want to just do this constantly. So that's the goal for tonight. Let's get that variety.
Yep.
Right? Now, I'm not
Typical
saying that I'm gonna do 2
DSP
hours
Bethesda
tonight, and
playthrough.
I'm going to continue to do the story nonstop, and I'll rush through it, and within 2 weeks, the story's done. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying we got to keep it going back and forth and have enough variety, right? So tonight, let's see where the story takes us. Then maybe when I play this again on Tuesday, we determine, all right, do we want to keep going? Do we want to maybe reassess? Am I in a new world now because of the story? Do we want to explore? Do we want to go back to New Atlantis? Because there's 2 quests at New Atlantis that apparently will get second sections, and you need some time to pass.
Didn't he already spent like half hour on the creative character?
But you see what my point is? If I just stay in New Atlantis, and I just do content there.
Yeah, he did. Making it look exactly like him
Everyone
to
will
the
tell me,
letter.
why are you still there? Like, what are you doing? This game is
As he always fucking
He's
does.
chosen to sit there in the same hub settlement endlessly. All right. Now here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with doing that. There's literally not. I'm not going to say to one person out there, you shouldn't be doing that. No, enjoy the game however you want. That's the beauty of the
sure,
game.
Phil.
That everyone can play the game in a different way and enjoy it at a different pacing,
You-
different style. For me,
You
yes, what I'm seeing
hate when people do better than you.
when you get to these giant hub cities, we'll have
Sniff,
tons
sniff.
of condensed content. But I don't think my audience wants to see tons of condensed content, right? If you take a look at some of the classic Bethesda games we played, like Fallout 3 or New Vegas, when you get to a new hub city, there's content, you're there for an hour or two, you unlock the quest, but then you're off. You'll leave the city and you're off to explore, you're going to different areas, you're fighting monsters, you're looking for loot, you're doing this stuff. You're not just sitting there in the hub city endlessly. So, yeah, I feel like I kind of have to break stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So, I hear you. I thank you for your criticism and your input. But
Don't fuck
I'm asking
yourself.
Your consideration that I cannot play the game exactly like you are. It sounds like you said, this will be your game for months. And you know what? From everything we're seeing in Starfield, it looks like that might be the case. Like, if there is a dozen hub cities, and each hub city has like 10, 15 hours of content in each city, and you do the math, you're talking, probably 150 to 200 hours of content in this game. You very well could be playing this game for 2-3 months, and that's it. And that's fine. If that's what you're looking for, great.
And you're gonna play for
Enjoy.
6 months.
But for me, I do definitely have to keep things at an entertaining pace for an audience, a viewing audience. So I do have to keep things moving to some extent. And make sure
Half
that
a
we're not always
year
bunkered down
to
in
do
one area doing the same
fucking
thing over and over. For
Skyrim.
example, yesterday, for the very first time, I investigated the research and the upgrades. All right? And honestly, they're very complex. First, you have to have components to do the research. Now, you don't need all the components. You can have more of one than another, and then you can do something that's called like an overflow.
Yeah,
Still
JG.
do the
This
research
he
until you
definitely thought
have
this
all
was
the
gonna be
components to
his
escape. But then once the research is completed, now you need more components to actually utilize
be
this game.
Skyrim, and yeah,
Maybe
just
research the way to make
for
food. You
everything,
can't make
just
food
drag
without
it on.
components. Now you gotta find food components. You see, it's complex. We sat there for about 20 minutes doing this, and people were already complaining on the stream. This is incredibly boring. We don't want to see you play with menus. We want to see you play the game. I mean, technically,
Yeah,
the menus
they
are
don't-
the game. Okay, but you have to understand.
Phil!
I basically have to try.
Phil,
to
boo!
appeal.
Don't say the menus are the game. Don't be toxic like
Very
that.
challenging. It's Why am I toxic? To become better at.
Dude, 30 minutes on the fucking menus is not gameplay.
But I think I'll get better at it, especially once we see the depth of the content in Starfield. Maybe we'll say, okay, we'll have tonight is side content night. Where all I'm going to do is we're going to explore side content in this area, and then next time around we're going to do a shipbuilding night and a base building night and a building of our companions night, and then the next stream we'll do story. Right? I might have to do that. That might have to be the way that I pace it, so that way we have that variety and it keeps the playthrough moving and interesting. So let's see what happens. But yeah. Apologies, there's just no way that I'm going to be able to be in line with what everyone is expecting
Tarbell.
for this
Yeah,
playthrough.
one whale, but I don't know if he's going to get one whale.
Haven't advanced the story of a constellation yet. Yeah, you're probably not going to want to watch my stream from tonight. But I
don't think he's going to get a whale from this.
Okay, continuing on. Someone took $1 and says, Woody left the gang in Toy Story 4's ending. How on earth would Toy Story 5 work without him? Because he's coming back. Of course. No, this is the point I'm making is they don't need to keep making these movies because they basically just keep making the last movie completely worthless, right? If Toy Story 3's point was to show how the toys can still continue to be happy and make children happy without Andy's family, like an epilogue. But then Toy Story 4 went on to show how these toys can actually be happy without having to entertain a family, but instead can go off and do their own thing, like with Woody and Bo Peep. That's great. But then what the fuck is the point of Toy Story 5? In Toy Story 5, did they find a way to make it so that the plastic and wood doesn't rot? They start coating themselves in like lacquer and shit? Like what is the... Why are we doing that?
God.
Right? So, I don't know. It does seem very silly to me. Very, very silly to me.
But Phil, you're just someone who you don't care. You don't like any kids movie that is not from your childhood.
From Canadian Kirk. He says, speaking of which, do you think human beings will ever colonize the galaxy? Will that be a task that sentient super advanced robots will accomplish? Let me put it this way.
The Emperor will do it with his Great Crusade.
How about this? This will be an interesting take. All right? I feel that the human race can achieve some pretty amazing things.
He has, Emrad. This has been pretty bad lately.
How on earth does a creature that stands anywhere from 4 to 6 feet tall, right, create a building structure that towers into the sky so high that you can't see the top from the ground?
No, that's not true.
Right?
Don't say ominous
How
stuff
is it
like that?
that we found a way to communicate and transfer energy and data through the invisible stuff around us?
The invisible stuff around
no
us.
Physical connection. It's just we're doing it at a moment. Right now, I'm transferring to you through the internet. I'm not there with you.
Oh my
I'm not actually
God.
sitting next to you, talking to you.
Holy shit.
How do we come up with all this stuff? Right? It's nuts. How
Radio. It's radio waves and shit. Oh my God.
It's people.
Hey, Phil,
That's
how do
literally
magnets work?
It's the human race that holds the human race back. Because when we get so wrapped up in our own shit.
What? We're our own worst enemy?
In our
No.
own religion. In our own, this group is better than this group, and this group is ahead of this group, and this one controls all the resources. And this
Ooh, look at
group
that dance. Look at dancing.
When we get into the deep down way that humanity has always existed, all right, that's what holds us back from true progress. Because if we lived in a society, oh God, we live in a society. If we lived in a society where people realized that if everyone truly looked out for one another and took care of each other, that would actually mean that everyone was okay. And I know people say it's communism. Well, it really isn't. Because communism has been tried and failed. It's not. See, the thing is, it's kind of an esoteric thing. Because it's never really been done.
Esoteric.
If everyone was like, if everyone just looks out for
What
each
the
other,
fuck?
takes care of each
Oh.
other, then we'd all be all right, and then we could work towards common goals of progress. But instead, think of it this way. Well, let's go colonize Mars. Okay, let's do it. Well, wait, we can't. Why? Well, someone has to finance it. Okay, let's have rich people finance it. Well, they're not going to do that. Why? Well, because they have to make a profit on it. Right? Wait, what? Well, yeah, they need something out of it. Forget about just human progress. We can't just do things on the fact that we want to advance as a race or a civilization. We actually have to have a reason that we benefit from, right? So how do we benefit? How do we start selling condos out on Mars and timeshares?
What the
How do we start, getting duplexes that you can rent space and shit? That's what we got to figure out first. How do we sublet all the units out? How do we figure this out? And then once we have this insane, complex, way profitable scheme, then we'll roll out with how to get to Mars and start colonizing, right? Because before that, we'll never do that. You see, we have to think what benefits us, what's going to get us ahead, and that's the thing about our societies. The whole point of us thinking only about ourselves holds us back. You see, really, if people were just like, listen, we all just kind of want to get ahead. We all want to advance. These things will all be better for everyone, right? Like right now, how much do you want? And I know this sounds like a conspiracy theory because it is, but at the same time, I just want you to think about this logically. All right? You're telling me that there's no way that the common science or doctor studies or whatever you want to say, medicine, modern medicine, can figure out a way to shield us from the common cold. Now, I understand that the common cold is not just one virus. It's a million things. But you're telling me there's not just general ways that we can prevent it? That we're
Bill, the common cold, similar to the influenza, is highly mutatable. It mutates. That's the reason you can send colds to other people and send it back. It's because then the virus adds a very, very, very unstable genome and it mutates. And that's why, because it's not the exact same cold. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, well, why isn't the common... Oh, we're not advanced enough because the common cold, because I can continue with the sniffles.
Destined to always catch the common cold? Or could it possibly be that there is a billion upon billion upon $billion profitable industry of them selling over-the-counter remedies for the common cold that don't cure it, but just treat the symptoms? And so because...
Do you really think, Phil, are you going with the thing that they've got the cure for the common cold and they're not giving it out? Phil, are you really doing this?
Hey,
Seriously,
just like
Phil?
That one that, they have the cure for cancer, but they're not giving it to people.
I mean, I've heard of that stuff, but I don't believe it half the time because it's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, same here.
So,
because it's so fucking profitable, they will never cure the common cold because they don't want to, because they want to be rich.
We're going. Wow, we went to full-on tinfoil hat.
There's a way. I guarantee you right now, if you talk to the top minds on this planet, they'd be like, absolutely, we could stop it. It would cost an insane amount of money, and we'd have to do this crazy research, but we could roll it out and make sure that no one ever gets the common cold ever again. We would have a way to prevent it, whether it's a vaccine, whether it's just things you do, filtration systems, whatever it could be.
Things you do.
But where's the profit in it for anyone? Well, there is none. Therefore, no one will ever do it. Just keep selling your remedies over the counter. That's the problem with humanity. Everyone's always looking at things from an angle of how to get ahead rather than how do I benefit myself and everyone around me. So when you say, well,
what? From a guy who lowballed his friend and is proud about that. We don't want to give him $250 a week. Instead, he was like, oh, John Rambo fucking undervalues himself for $100 a week, and you pay it even though you thought a fair price is $250. You allowed him to be lowballed, you fucking greedy asshole. The fact is that you don't ever give to charity, Phil. Don't talk about universal brotherhood and all that bullshit. Don't talk about we are the world kind of shit.
will we ever colonize the planet? It would be interesting if we tried it, but what's the benefit? If you remember, when the explorers first started to travel around the world and look at the new world and stuff, we had Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus and all the French explorers and all of them going out. What were they looking for? Like, wow, we just want to find new places to expand? They're like, no, what can we loot? Where's the gold? Where's the spices? Where's the new rare things from there that we don't have that we can loot and bring back home for monstrous profits? That's why they were doing it. They didn't care about culture. They didn't care about, oh, we can expand. All they wanted was to sack shit.
Oh my god.
So that's
I'm not ready for this this fucking political rant that he's doing. What the fuck is
So,
Phil?
you told me that they found giant veins of rare minerals and shit that they could sell back on Earth, on Mars. We'd be there in 5 minutes. Elon Musk would be on the next SpaceX jet out there, and he'd be mining it himself. Space cheese. That's valuable. He'd be eating the cheese and bringing it home. But
What the Phil?
right
Your
now,
metaphors do fall
how
apart.
How make it profitable, or what's the benefit? Because no one will ever finance it and make it viable until that happens. Then all of a sudden, overnight, it'll be the next major thing we all talk about and everyone cares about. But until then, that's how humanity is, right? That's just how humanity is. So that's my take for now. Maybe my take will change in time. You know, I try not to be too political there, but I mean, in general, I'm from what
You try not to be too political, Phil.
Are there people on
You
planet
went
Earth
fucking
who actually care about
super political.
Absolutely. And you want to know the truth? Those people are very rarely in positions of power or any kind of prominence. You know, you want to hear about someone who is one of the most normal, rich people out there. I'm not even going to tell you the story. I want you to research it yourself. Go look into the life history of Keanu Reeves. That's all I'm going to say. Go look at that man. And take a look at someone who's a normal guy, who's rich.
Don't tread on Keanu's good name, sir, Phil. Don't do that.
If more people were like Keanu Reeves on this planet, all right, this planet would be a very different place.
Well, Phil, that would also mean, but Phil, you're a terrible person, though, Phil.
He lost his family. He lost everything.
Phil, you have no right to
and
talk about
because of
other
that,
people and what they do.
He realized what was truly important. To this day, he's filthy rich, and he doesn't use any of that at all. He lives in a normal apartment. He gifts tons of money to people to help them. He almost all the money he made on the Matrix trilogy, he gave away. He didn't want it. He's the most normal guy you'll find who's rich because he doesn't care.
But Phil, all you care.
For himself. He's just trying to help people around.
You don't understand that because all you care about is money.
A different place to live. It really would be. But sadly, that's an infinitesimally small amount of the population of Earth is like Keanu Reeves, and that's why we are where we are. You know.
Wow, what the fuck?
No, he did not lose his dog and go on a rampage. That was a movie he was in. Sorry, you got the little confused there.
All right, wow, can't do a joke.
Okay.
Yeah, VJ,
right.
it really was, but I'm
I'm
having a little difficulty finding how to get
like to toss
the
after the
next
next few minutes before we get ready for the react show. I'm all ears.
Okay, I'm.
Meatball Man says, what's your favorite fast food fry? For me, it's either Chick-fil-A or Arby's. In-N-Out or not good. Fast food fries. Interesting question. Five Guys has really amazing peanut fries. They fry them in peanut oil. I do agree that the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A are really, really good because they're seasoned. They taste great.
Food segment. Oh, wow.
If you're talking the stable like Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, I would pick Wendy's. Even though I don't think they're great, they're still better than Burger King and McDonald's in my opinion.
Oh my god.
I don't really eat fries that often, so I can't really answer the question in depth. You know what I mean? Like I don't eat them that much. Arthur says, do you plan on hitting Master with all characters in Street Fighter 6? By the way, I'm enjoying your Starfield playthrough. I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. It's too much of a time investment. Like, when Street Fighter 6 came out, alright, I was primarily playing Blanca, but I played a wide variety of characters, and it took me until the beginning of August I got Blanca to Master. Then, I restarted on PS5, and it took me all of August, and I just, within that month, 1 month, got Blanca back to Master. Now that's a character who I was already great with and had already learned a bunch of strategies and everything, so it took me only a month of playing. It looks like probably within the next week or two, I'll probably get Honda to master. But after that, it's like starting from scratch. Like, even though I know Luke I'll probably do decent with, it's going to take a long time for me to learn enough strategies and everything to get Luke to any kind of competitive level. Same with any other character, whether it's Zangief or Lily or Dalsim or someone else who I try to play with. I guarantee you, it's going to take me a long time. And the thing is, you know, being honest here, I know people don't want to see Street Fighter 6 as much. I love Street Fighter 6. I would love to play it tons, but people got burnt out on it after me playing it all summer. And they still want to see it, but I can't be doing it as 3, 4, 5 streams a week. At most.
Oh, he knows that he can't.
So that time constraint, there's absolutely.
He knows that he's oversaturated.
Or ever try to get everyone to master. It would never happen. I don't have enough time. You see? So, no, I don't think. Will I get some other characters to master? Perhaps I will. Perhaps I'll find some other characters after Honda and Blanca who I like enough, who I want to focus on and get them to master. But that's going to be a hard climb. That's going to be a really big endeavor for me. You see?
Yeah.
Derek's favorite Toy Story was Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3, if that was the last one, would have been amazing, but they fucked it all up.
Ah, Phil.
No. So
yeah, they did.
Comment Frenzy says, can't you say that Keanu got something out of his charity work because it boosted his public image and helped market him? No, because it didn't. Because no one knows about it unless they do the research. Keanu did not go out there and publicly do giant press conferences explaining how he's donating all his money to charity to help the people. He just did it. And then he went on
VG.
as if nothing happened. He's not looking for recognition. He's looking to help people legitimately. He's not trying to get by donating money and helping others. He's just trying to help others. As opposed to, again, look at these major companies that every year they have to announce all the charitable things they've done or whatever because it makes them look good when in reality, if you look at what the company actually does, they're a scumbag company, and then they did that one nice thing to try to offset it, right? That's the difference. You can tell people who are actually doing something legitimately just to make them look good in some respect, while others do good things just because they want to help people and be good. Okay.
Oh my goodness, come on, Phil.
I have had almond milk before. It's very sweet. It's good, but it's very sweet. So I don't
That's
know
because they add sugar to it.
Nutty but sweet, right? If I remember correctly. Juan, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. You're talking about some song. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Blown to pieces. I thought I found a place I could call home.
Oh, it's true. Arthur says, I thought you said master is where you said you'll really start to learn the game, but I understand your time constraints. No, that's absolutely correct. Once you hit master level, you weeded out the vast majority of idiots. There still are idiots there. In fact, it's been said now that there's like 50
did you forget chapter 0? That was
something like over a fifth of them are
they died pretty easily.
They just played so much in the last 3 to 4 months that they artificially earned their master rank.
Shinigami gives me, yeah.
You know, play the game well. They just played enough that they kept gaining enough points, mashing their bullshit patterns online, that they got enough wins to get to master. Right?
Somebody's getting toxic.
When you get to master, you must have some kind of an understanding of what you're doing with your character, right? And yes, master's where you're going to play all the good players.
Oh no!
So that's true. But for me, I want Earth. Would I ever have the time to get everyone masters? It's never going to happen. I wish.
They kidnapped him in a truck.
I mean, hell,
it's not an ice cream truck.
What, 13.
Like you're supposed to offer him the ice cream before you do that.
Oh,
come on now.
About to get raped.
Right?
No.
I played for like an hour during the beta. That was it. Guile again. I played during the beta for like an hour. That was it. You know, there's a character.
Local child gets no candy, but is molested.
Unused by me. Like, when would I even get a chance to try? I don't know. Let's see here. Orcs are dorks has re-upped his membership for 27 whopping months, and he says, "Good morning, DSP and friends." Good morning to you, Orcs are dorks. Good to have you here.
Oh.
Okay.
Master.
Huh?
Uh-oh. This don't look good.
Derek, I got rid of the that Phil's face. Just saw them and I got rid of them. No problem.
No, the basement that they just woke up in.
What's one of the last movies I watched and I would recommend?
What is that on the floor?
Good movie, well written, well acted.
No.
Really good about that movie. I really enjoyed it.
Oh.
The shame that apparently didn't do well, and now they'll never make another one. But I really.
Who knows? They might make another one. Bill, it's fine.
I've never seen the 1990s Berserk anime. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Weird.
You really like the Mario movie, Derek? I did not. I seriously didn't like it. I thought that it would just try to appease everyone who likes mainstream pop culture shit.
It was a fine movie. It's fine.
Make sense of any of it. Just like,
it's fine.
Mushroom Kingdom exists, And then, oh, also, King Koopa exists and wants to take it over. No explanation why. Oh, there's also
that's what was in the first
there's just Mario
game,
Kart
Phil.
everywhere. What? Wait, what's going on? All you did, you made a hodgepodge of everything of Nintendo and crammed it together with a bunch of
autism.
Really shitty writing because I didn't laugh. Like there were no funny moments. I wish there were, but I wasn't laughing at anything.
This is peak autism.
The whole King Koopa Bowser Peaches song is not funny at all. It's weird. It's like what is going on? Why is this supposed to be funny in any way? I'm just. How did this go viral like a meme? Like people are just stupid. I don't get it. I just don't understand. You know, I didn't like the movie. I was very disappointed because they had an opportunity to do something epic and create a meaningful narrative in a world with character development. They did nothing. It was just here's just an action movie with Mario elements in it. Here you go. Enjoy. Oh, don't you hear the song is playing from a Mario game? So you should be appeased if you like Mario. No.
Phil, it's a game for children.
With a narrative and all kinzs of interesting stuff.
Oh my. This is a children's movie, Phil.
Movie that really didn't make sense and wasn't very fun.
This is what the kids like.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, a grown man didn't laugh at a kid's movie. What the fuck?
From Radical Jaws. He says, I second what you're saying here. I never touched a fighting game in my life. I'm using modern controls. I don't even know how to properly use Drive Rush. But I made Platinum with Zangief and Gold 5 with Lily. This game feels so forgiving to rank up in. No, you're right. The way that it works is that if you're just playing enough and you're not, I think people, like I said, someone actually made Master with a 20% win-loss ratio. Think about that. 20%.
How?
They were only winning 1/5 of the time they played, and they made Master. What the fuck? Like, that's insane. But that's how they made it, right? And it's crazy because you got someone like me, I have a 60-something% win-loss ratio. So it's like, if you're winning more than you're losing, you're eventually going to hit Master.
Yeah.
How the fuck are people losing more than they're winning and they hit Master?
Oh, yeah, VG.
So,
yeah, no. Yeah. Oh, he really does have really bad takes on movies.
Good afternoon, Cracker Jacks. How are you today? Good to see you. Back to the Future 2 is an amazing movie, Juan. I hope you enjoy it. I love the Back to the Future trilogy. Very good movies.
Who cares for watching Back to the Future 2? It's a 30-year-old movie.
Fun as well. I can't wait. I had a lot of fun last time, not only beating Baltius, but then unlocking the, the chain guns and going with a new build. And then I ran out of time, and now it's been almost a week, Arthur, I did not see me versus Snake Eyes from his point of view. First of all, it wasn't a set. It was a match, a single match. But I'm sure he was, I didn't give him anything impressive whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, I never.
Yeah, you gave up.
Understood spacing as well as he did.
You gave up. He
was catching me in the ways that he caught me. Like, he was catching me outright with stuff. I was like, anyone else was gonna not be able to do that. He was just ridiculously, setting me up. I was like, oh shit. But no, I did not see it from his point of view. I'm sure he didn't have much to say. Well, what's he gonna do? Compliment how I got my ass beat because I don't know what I'm doing against him? I mean, probably not.
He might not even know who you are.
Sucks. Yeah, kick his ass. Look at this fucking Blanca scrub. Yeah, take this, you son of a bitch. Bend over, take it up the. Oh, who is that? Oh, that's someone on YouTube. Oh, that's probably what he said.
Activate clown mode. Yeah, he loves movies. Well, that's the thing, Emma. They're not. His personality, he doesn't. A lot of stuff.
Okay.
Ooh. BJ, that's cool. Oh, you got him to sign the Top Gun. Yeah, he's in that one.
How Wonka became Willy Wonka or something like that.
Really stuck.
Pausen.
Tell you something funny since back.
Good morning, Pausen. Thank you. All right, welcome.
11 at 50 right now.
If you're here, we're about to adjourn within just a couple of minutes, and we're all heading over to DSP Reaction React Show. I hope you guys will make the jump, join me, and hang out with me today.
You know what?
Stuff. Hopefully, it's a good one. And remember,
Phil, you have given me a headache, so I think I will decline that watching DSP versus the internet. So no, I'm not doing that. I am.
It's like he's given up on everything.
Yeah, I don't know. The reaction stuff this week seems to be all over the place. Like, the variety is wild because we have so many members over there now. Over 150 members are nominating this week. So those videos are like huge variety, like wacky stuff. Sadly, I couldn't watch a lot of them, and I'll explain that. I already explained it earlier on this podcast, but I'll explain it as we start over there this week because people who are nominating need to know the rules, and a lot of people are not paying attention to the rules.
Don't lose Shinigami.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Excuse me, that was really disgusting. Sorry about that.
Shinigami? What about those other detectives?
Do I miss the 80s? You know what's funny, all right? Because now that I'm 40 years old, I'm 41. Now that I'm this old, I realize whenever you're at a certain point of your life, you will never fully understand how important that part of your life was and what would have been the best use of your time, right? In the 80s, How would I have known that the way that the culture was and money was and everything would change? Within 20 years, the whole world would be a little different. So, you know, in the 80s, whenever you flew somewhere, you had a great time on a flight. It was like luxury class, food.
Oh
really
my
cool,
God.
The atmosphere whenever you were traveling. Today, you go to travel, it's like insanely crammed.
Like, Phil, like, it acted that way because that's what you saw in the movies. I don't think it was like super luxurious for, you know, passengers in airplanes in the 80s, especially in coach. What the fuck are you talking about?
Airports, everyone's frustrated, the flights suck, there's no food, everything's terrible, right? You know, it was different back then. Even, you know, pop culture in general, everything was so cool, crazy different. How things were on TV, music, MTV and stuff was huge, right?
Yeah.
Video games, are you kidding me? Video games, how that would change in time. And that's the thing. So now I look back at my youth. I look back when I was in my 20s.
Your youth.
I'm like, man, what would have been my optimal...
Your youth was your 20s?
Probably not doing what I was doing. Probably not traveling just to play grassroots Street Fighter, right? And wasting all my money doing that and all the other shit that I did. But they always say that hindsight is 20/20, right? So the older I get, and I look back at another generation. Man, that would have been better use of my time. Early days as a YouTuber. Now I look back at my early days as a YouTuber, and I'm like, well, listen, I worked my butt off, right?
Past Phil, why did you fuck over President Phil?
Different, that would have been better, right? Here's some way I could have reacted to something that would have been better. If I maybe rolled with the punches of people making fun of me on the internet, it wouldn't have gotten to the point where now I have these crazy stalker losers who just want to fucking like ruin my life, you know, full time, right? But that's partially my fault for the way that I reacted back then. I created that almost cult of hate around me, right? And you look back at all those things and you're like, man, what could you have done better? What if you were back in the, like, if I was 10, 15 years in the past, but I had the knowledge I have today, all the things I would have done differently, right? I would have been a streamer earlier and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
you know,
Ramen, you're right. This is
no
midlife crisis regret.
It's already too late to change. You just move forward positively. And that's the thing. I'm trying to live in the moment and enjoy the moment.
Future Phil, pack it up for the return to Connecticut.
Enjoy who I am, the audience I have, fun we have, the life I have here with my family. Enjoy all of it now.
I don't know, Frosty Beast. Maybe he thinks he can go back in time to when he was like 5 and have that knowledge and be like,
you know, healthy. And have back issues, neck issues, blood issues.
Mama Linda, do this for me.
Now I have all that. It's like, well, you know, life. You learn it with experience, right?
I want to make a world where no one weeps while imprisoned by unsolved mysteries.
Oh, Dolo, yeah, we talked about growing up from time to time.
Imprisoned by unsolved mysteries? No, Robert Stack, don't kidnap people.
Very early on in the life cycle of Street Fighter 4, and I literally didn't hear from him since.
Yeah, live in the moment by never saving up or building anything. Yeah, Emerald, that's...
Okay, guys, I think it's time to say thanks, and let's move on from the podcast. Let's get the React show set up. All right. As usual, what happens is when this stream goes off, if you're watching live and see a pop-up, say, "Hey, head over to the podcast show."
Oh no!
I'll get that started within a few minutes.
Oh no! Do 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 do
By
do.
1 p.m. we'll get started over there, and I'll definitely let you guys know what's going on. We do have to do a small segment outlining the rules, because sadly a lot of people did kind of not listen to the rules this week of what was going to be nominated. So I'd like to let you guys know about that. But outside of that, I think it should be a good show.
Do exactly as I say, Doob, and that's why everything's going down.
Audience here for the podcast. Remember, this is very important.
What's the point of living if you know what will
I'm
happen?
not making any money on any of that, the videos or whatever. So it's the streams that are important. If you can support my React stream today in some way, that would help me a lot to make that channel continue.
Your love give me such a thrill, but your love don't pay my bill.
To make them viable so that I can keep making that channel happen. All right? Okay. Thank you guys very much for a great show, and I will see you over on DSP Reacts. Thanks for a great podcast. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. The fall is upon us.
Phil, what are you doing in that leaf pile?
I cannot wait.
You're not a child. Don't do that.
All right, guys. Thank you. I will see you over there. Peace out.
That's how he attracts the children.
All right. So let's get set up, everybody.
What about the children?
For the React show. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see here. So I need to move my camera.
What can detectives even
Right.
do? Detectives are useless.
I need to bring out the DSP Reacts logo, if I can find it. Here it is.
Master, someone's coming!
And I gotta make sure that the correct pop-ups are enabled. They are. There we go. All right, so guys, I'm gonna go offline. Please head over to DSP React, and I will see you there. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Phil, unfortunately, has.
You're awake.
I got a bit of a big old headache, so I am gonna unfortunately have to cut this short. I know. I'm only doing the pre-stream today. Well, it is what it is, but I hope I do too. But that's okay. It's all good. It happens.
Fluids in you as well.
Yeah, I gotta get some fluids in me. Yeah.
Might balance yourself back out there.
Yeah. So, just... Yeah. I'll catch you guys next time. Alright? Thanks. Yep.
What is up, everyone? Hello, hello, and welcome. Only mic was on. It's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello, hello, hello. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn up my neckphones. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, Jamie? Yo, yo. Good to see you here today. Are you ready for this? Yo, yo. You know what time it is. Yes, Jay. It's time. Go. Shout out to Almighty Frogga from Guadalajara, Aquatic. I'm cruising in my blue Corolla. I need that money to be a high roller. Trapped and made a controller. She's crying downstairs, so I have to console her. Swimsuit model with eating disorder. Spent $200 on her DoorDash order. Yo, just a fucking crook with a fucking crooked jaw. False flagging out channel with my puppy dog. I committed fraud, and I got low teeth. I'm a low teeth god. False flagging, mundane maggot. Phil's fat, Phil's a faggot. Phil's a loser, Phil's a beggar. Arnold, Phil's a nigger. Right? How do you say? Brunel's a nigger, right? Very nice. All right. Let us continue. It's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I got 2 big bills coming next week. One more chance to save the best streak. I'm going full mask off. It's not that deep. It's 3 a.m. and I can't sleep. I got 2 big bills coming next week. One more chance left to blow. You ready? It's time to go. It's time to flow. They thought I fell off. No. Like a prime D rose, I be dunking on these hoes. Turn you into T-part, striking the T-pose. So let me tell you now what the story is. They call me DSP. Notorious. I'm cruising and wrenching, fast and furious with my homie Pastor Eric Miller. He's quite curious.
They don't have nearly what it takes to be a man. And since I took their manhood, that's mine now, so I ain't giving it back.
My trolls are always watching me, waiting for another disaster stream. They won't even give me a piece of pizza, like a whole fucking team locking onto my stream like a detractor beam. I can't get through a night sober. I'm losing my mind, and I'm losing supporters. Detractors are bending me over. Just another con in this LudwigWorldOrder. And now I'm seeing so much clearer as I sit here staring into Dark Dave's mirror and all of my fears and all that I see. The raw DSP, bottom feeder, cult leader. It's 3 a.m. and I still can't sleep. I guess this is all I will ever be. This is just how time flows. Until it time go. It's gonna take years of effort to try to dig myself out of this fucking hole. It really is. And it sucks. I hope that someday I'll get out of it. I don't know if I ever will. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. Like, it's been tough. You know, my life has been tough over the last decade. Yeah. You know, my